I'm going to call this meeting to order. We have resolution number 01-26, be it resolved that meeting be convened at 5:30 with Mayor Ray Muirhead in the chair. Moved by
Bill.
Bill, seconded by Debbie. All those in favor? Opposed, that is carried. Roll call, we have Muirhead present, Kalinowicz present, Ray present. Not there, Van Dam not there, Youth Boganis present. We have the adoption of the agenda, resolution number 02-26, be it resolved that the agenda for the regular meeting, January 13th, 2026, be adopted as circulated. Moved by Debbie, seconded by
Bill.
Bill. Any additions, deletions? None. All those in favor? Opposed, that is carried. We have the adoption of the minutes. We have resolution number 03-26, be it resolved that the minutes for the regular meeting of December 9th, 2025, and special meeting of December 11th, 2025 be adopted as circulated. Moved by Bill,
Yep.
seconded by Debbie. Any errors or omissions? Anybody see? No? Okay, all in favor? Opposed, that is carried. We are at planning. We have a 5:30 variation, V02-26-C public hearing. I will read this resolution, resolution number 04-26. Be it resolved that council adjourn the regular meeting in order to conduct a public hearing regarding variation V02-26-C. Moved by Debbie, seconded by Bill. All those in favor? Opposed, that is carried.
All right, we have variation order for the existing deck addition. She was informed from my predecessor that she didn't need permits. And I corrected that. And then further investigation, that's too close to property line. So I measured it and it was roughly 20, but I just put 15 in here just to make sure.
Sure.
So other than that, she has all planned, everything, like building plans, stuff like that, so I can't see a problem with it. The only response I got was from the duplex beside, Tom Othwaite, and he was agreed with it, so that's about it.
Easy peasy.
You guys seen all everything else? So,
Any
yeah,
comment?
No.
No, I think it'll be the same setback from the street as the others.
yeah, exactly, so. But I don't know where the property lines were according to the assessment map, and she just knew where her pins are. So from her side of the sidewalk, it's about 20 feet, so I just put 15 to make sure is, yeah.
Okay,
But yeah, that's about it.
all right. I'll read
Easy
this next
peasy.
resolution. We have resolution number 05-26, be it resolved the council adjourn the public hearing and reconvene the regular meeting of council. Moved by
Bill.
Bill, seconded by Debbie. All those in favor?
Yep.
Opposed, carried. And I'll read this one out, resolution number 06-26, be it resolved that council approve variation order V02-26-C to allow the construction of an 8-foot by 24-foot covered deck on the south side of the property. Moved by Debbie, seconded by Bill.
Yeah.
Questions, discussions, straightforward,
That,
all those in favor?
that seems to be a.
That is carried.
Yeah.
That's it. Thank you. very much.
All right, have a lovely evening.
Yeah, you too.
You betcha, thanks.
We're down to the delegation section, and we have Paige Bailey, food truck proposal. Do you know everybody around the table, Paige? We usually do introductions.
Yeah,
Okay, Ray Muirhead, of course.
Debbie Ray. There's some comments.
Oh, Bill Calmuch.
Christian Boganis.
Oh, sorry, John.
I'm Christian Boganis from the school.
Good.
Great.
All right, Paige, the floor is yours.
Hopefully I didn't go on too much, but I'm gonna read my rope. Hello.
Hello.
Council. Some of you know me, I'm Paige Bailey, as Mary said. Thank you for allowing me to share my proposed small business plan with you tonight. I believe it will be a positive asset to our town. I'm in the beginning stages of starting my mobile coffee shop. It's a truck and trailer unit. I'm still waiting to hear back from the lawyer as to whether I can use this name, but tentatively, it's Good Morning Coffee Co. I'll be serving specialty coffees, tea, and seasonal drinks, and a small, like, baked good. My menu will start off small, and as I grow, so will the menu. My trailer does not require a permanent hookup. It's powered by a generator. My husband just tested it, and the generators are 70 decibels. I took this into consideration when choosing my proposed locations, along with pedestrian safety and existing local businesses. I'll hopefully be able to launch this business in May. Earlier would be great, but we'll just see how the next 3 months go as I get equipment, permits, licenses, and fix up my trailer. I would like to run spring to fall. I originally had said that I was gonna do all year, but the trailer I got is not winterized, and as per health codes, I can only operate above 0 degrees. So if I can get out in the winter, I will, but it will be here and there. I would like to operate Monday through Friday, and then times would be based on what you guys allow with the generators, and I'll eventually be making social media pages, and I'll poll the town and see what times they want for coffee before work and such. This is a mobile coffee shop, but I would like to stay in Carberry if it's financially feasible for me. Over the years, I've seen coffee shops come and go, like the traditional brick and mortar, which is a dream of mine, but for now, the flexibility of being a mobile unit, I think will be most successful for me. If I do not make enough in Carberry, I will maybe like go to another small town 2 days a week and still keep Carberry as my home base, but the goal is to be here 5 days a week if I can. For locations, I will honestly go wherever you guys let me. But if I can be on Main Street, I do strongly believe I'll be most profitable. Also, I think that, my little trailer will be to add charm to Main Street. I'm painting it and making it look quite cute and inviting. My proposed locations are listed in order of, what I would prefer the most, but like I said, I'll go wherever you let me. I was thinking maybe in front of the War Memorial, just beside that door of the old town hall, I think that's what it is. Side door, people could safely line up there. There are benches and picnic tables where people could sit and have their beverages and take in that pretty park area. And then I'm not in front of a business, so it would be interrupting anything. And then another one would be just off of Main Street, off Third, beside that gazebo, area.
Well,
Makes sense, across from the car wash. Again, safe for people to line up, not interrupting any businesses, and again, can grab the coffee and sit in that nice little area.
Yep.
Also in front of the bank was a third off, or the old bank, like 33 Main, I think it is. I just don't know about the scaffolding and stuff, but people could line up along the road and not be interrupting any businesses.
Yep.
And, at one point I did say in front of the lot beside Chicken Chef, but now it has a for sale sign, so I don't think that's really possible anymore. Or in front of HMS parking lot. I will comply with whatever the town requires. I will be getting insurance and listing the town of Carberry as an additional insured for 2 million. I just can't do that until I have all my equipment. But I will 100% be doing that, and will keep you informed and give proof of insurance and whatever else I need prior to operation. I'll be getting fire safety and inspections, health, food safety, and all permits and licenses required to operate. I am taking this business very seriously, as one does, but I do really believe that there is a need for this in town. I am taking a course and actually flying next week to Calgary to make sure what I'm serving actually tastes good and isn't just a pretty logo on a coffee cup. I do personally think I will do well in Carberry, I hope at least. I think I'm personable enough for it, and I love this community. And I think that goes far when running a small business, especially a small one, or in a small town. And I'd like to do this for as long as I can. I'm happy to work with the town to ensure I operate safely, responsibly, and in line with any local regulations. Hope I didn't take up too much of your time.
no,
I'm kind of like,
sounds like you have yourself prepared.
yeah,
Good for you.
and yeah, I'll answer any questions if you have any.
Ron, you anything good?
Oh, it sounds good.
Yeah.
I have a big lot. You could park.
Sounds good.
Sounds great.
Yeah, thanks.
Anything, Bill?
No, that's the interesting proposition.
Mhm.
The only thing is washroom facilities is,
For like myself, you mean?
well,
Anyway,
public.
Yeah.
Anytime you're serving food or drink, then you're running,
True.
and we don't have any public facilities anymore,
Oh,
like,
outside, yeah, on the
Also,
street, yeah.
a standalone.
Mhm.
We used to have the building
Yes, for sure.
Myers, but it was more of a headache than,
Didn't think
Mhm.
of that, for sure.
so that's one thing.
One issue for sure.
I'm not sure how that could be addressed.
Mhm.
Is it, Bill?
That's about the only real concern I have.
For sure.
Yeah.
Only three of us around the table, so I get the next. I think it's an absolutely great idea, and I can't wait, because I love coffee.
Thanks, yeah.
Like, love.
Yeah.
I think it's a really good idea. It's been done before in the past. Do you remember Leona Large? Who had
Yes.
the chip truck
Yes.
down here?
Yeah.
She parked it right in the
Yeah.
corner empty lot here.
Yeah.
And she had it there for, I forget what the hours, but she mainly had it there for,
It was over.
Kids in school.
Of course,
yeah, that was back in the eighties.
Yeah,
And we've had food trucks come to town and they are good, like across the street from me at the hospital, I think the union on one side and the hospital staff on the other book a food truck just park in their parking lot.
Oh, yeah.
And it is for the employees and any member of the public. And I mean, there's lineups at it all the time.
Yeah.
We have on our agenda, there's a new crew that wants to start the farmer's market. So, I mean, there's that.
Yeah.
We've got various places, I mean, like you say, on Main Street, farmer's market, I mean, we would be more than happy, I think I speak on behalf of council, be more than happy to work with you. It sounds like you've got all your bases covered. As far as the washrooms go, I don't know if Bill's right or wrong, I don't think, Leona Large never had to worry about
No.
washrooms. I mean, we had the public washrooms, but if you're just getting a coffee to go,
Yeah.
that's not on you kind of thing, I
Yeah.
wouldn't think.
Yeah.
So, but
I've read, it's been since December, but I read the health and safety and I think that's where it would be under.
Yeah.
And I don't remember seeing that, but I could have missed it, but
Yeah.
I'll look into that now for sure.
And the other thing we have from the town is we have a policy. I don't know if it's a bylaw, I think it's a policy regarding food trucks, and it's more so food trucks coming into town. Like it used to be food trucks would come into town, take all the town's money, go out of town, but you never see any give back from them.
Yeah.
So we created a policy for food trucks that come into town. Now, I don't necessarily know or think that that policy would apply to you because you're a local citizen.
Right.
So that's something we would look into on our part. But we could do that, eh, Teresa?
Yes.
But no, I think it's a great idea and I really think you'll be supported well.
Thank you. Yeah, I
Mhm.
do too. Anytime I say it to somebody, they're like, we need coffee.
Yeah.
And then they grab my hand and I was like, okay, yeah.
Gray Ridge was coming to town for a while and then I don't know what happened there. Is it
Yeah,
staff?
staffing.
Yeah, and then.
Yeah. I'll
Who has there's a local, Trinda, what's her last name, Sparrow? She operates a motor home, and I can't remember what the name of it is, and she goes to different functions around Brandon. Like the fair or car shows on Rosser Avenue, that sort of thing. I kind of thought maybe once or twice she might have been out here at the local fair and that, but
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's my plan too, is to
Yeah.
do things like that. I'll definitely make a lot of money at fairs and things like
Yeah.
that.
Mhm.
But I am a one-woman show right now, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a great idea. and I
Lots of tournaments and ball tournaments and
Yes,
kids
yes.
stuff around too as well. So,
think
yeah,
If you want
I
to
think
change
it's-
things up, like
Yeah.
we have the Daylily Park out north,
Mhm.
beside the sign shop.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you wanted to sit out there and get some visibility from the highway sometime, hopefully there's a campground right across the road that's gonna start up this year, but
Oh,
we'll see
yeah.
about that.
Yeah, I'll go wherever you let me go.
That's good.
As far as front of the old bank, I think we had a delegation here a meeting or two ago and they might be doing some construction there.
Oh,
You might wanna just steer clear from
Mhm.
there, falling bricks and such.
Yeah, yeah, and if you, like, I listed so many places too, because if you don't want me to stay permanently in one spot, I can look around for, if you need an area for something.
Yeah, I think we'll be able to work well with you on that. Good. That's it. Everybody else, think anything, Teresa or Krista or? No?
No,
Sounds good.
Yeah.
That's great.
Well, thanks for coming out
Thank you.
and don't be a stranger. When you get closer to the time, just come back and let us know what
Sounds
you
good.
want and yeah, good luck.
Yeah, thank you very much.
That's great.
okay,
Thanks.
thank you.
Thanks.
We have Clyde McCollum, Fire Chief. Do you wanna? We have Shanna from Small Animal Vet Clinic. Do you wanna switch? Because yours might be shorter than yours.
Yeah, it's up to me, I'll just sit here until you're ready for it.
Okay.
Is that, what do you think? Would that be okay? I think yours would be a relatively short one, and then we
Okay.
might wanna talk with what's the fire department stuff, so.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
Yeah, no problem.
So Shanna, you heard everybody's introductions,
Yeah.
so the floor is yours.
Thank you, and thank you for meeting with me,
Yeah.
mayor and council and spectators and others.
Right.
I have never done this before, so bear with me.
I'm scared.
I did bring an extra copy of, what we're proposing, if anyone's interested. We, as the vet clinic, I represent the Carberry Small Animal Vet Clinic. We would like to work with the town on a subsidized spay and neuter program, with people from Carberry. And we got this idea from the city of Dauphin. They currently have a spay and neuter program in place in their city, to help encourage licenses for cats and dogs and spays and neuters, and any other bylaws that they might have with their pets, right? There is I did a little bit of research. I went on to the town of Carberry website, and it is a little bit hard to find what those bylaws are regarding animals and control, like regarding pets. So I think it's something that the town could improve upon.
Mhm.
And I'm not sure what the licenses look like on your end. I did talk with Teresa a little bit about, pets and strays and that type of thing. And what we have noticed in the vet clinic is we've had, I counted it up, between 4 rescues, we've had 237 pets come through last year, just in 1 year, from the Carberry area region. So not all of those animals came out of Carberry, but there have been, there is a
rescues, you mean?
problem. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
there is a problem.
Yeah.
And it's not being addressed. So we're suggesting that, that the town set aside or budget for a small budget for a subsidized program where people can prove prove that they live in Carberry. They have to have a license, and then they would receive a voucher from the town.
Mhm.
They would bring the voucher to the Carberry Small Animal Vet Clinic, where they would pay for part of their spay or neuter for their cat or dog, and the town would subsidize a suggested amount, somewhere between $100 and $175. Those numbers obviously would be up to the town, and they're just suggested numbers.
Mhm.
Yeah. This is also how the city of Dauphin does it. They have like an application form that they fill in. I reached out to Dauphin and asked them how their program is working, and I don't know where the email went.
Oh, John's got it.
Okay, so no, I don't need it. Someone from, I don't need it, it's fine. Someone from there replied, and they said the program is working very well. They've noticed that their registrations have increased, and last year they changed the registrations in their town to be lifelong registrations, not yearly registrations. It does make it easier for people. The risks associated with people not having, with the town not enforcing these bylaws. Lyme is on the rise. Rabies is on the rise. There have been if you watch the news, there have been some recent attacks of animals leaving their property and attacking children. So then it becomes a liability. And I think it would be responsible for the town to take part in something very simple, and it's relatively inexpensive, and it gives back to the community. So did anyone have any questions or?
I have a couple. So I'm just doing the numbers. I'm sorry I was on my phone there. I wasn't on Facebook. I was just doing some quick calculations. Did you say 200 animals went through last year?
237
237. So how many of, that would just be dogs and cats, right?
dogs and cats.
I was just doing, and then you asked the town to subsidize between 175 to 200 per animal?
Yeah, so I was basing those numbers off of what Dauphin had.
Yeah.
They were doing 50%.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know how old those numbers were and what vet they were working with. Obviously, there's a difference in prices there. So I was just working those numbers off of there.
So I just did some quick calculations. I rounded down the 237 to 200 and I rounded up the 175 to 200. So 200 to 200, that works out to 40,000 a year. Am I wrong with that? If we did on average or am I?
Well, yes,
Okay.
like not all of those animals from the rescue would have been from Carberry.
Okay.
That would be Carberry and area, and
Okay.
you know, Carberry serves a very large area.
Mhm.
We've got our budget meeting coming up, so we have to budget for this. We gotta discuss about it first. And we gotta budget how much we would do, like, would we do on 175 to 200? Would we do it for every animal? Will we do a budget of, say, here, and I'm just throwing a number out there, here's $10,000.
Yeah, that's actually more than what I had suggested.
Oh, okay, I'm
I
going.
was, I was just,
Yeah, no, I'm just,
Right?
I seen that we suggested, I just was thinking the numbers you just threw out. And the other thing too, when you talk about enforcement, we've talked about, this has been a source of contention for a long time, is licensing. Some people, I'm going to assume the vast majority of pet owners are responsible, they will license, and then there's the vast minority that don't care. They let them run. So trying to get a license, we used to charge, now it's just free, right, Teresa?
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah,
And monitoring it is an administrative nightmare, and enforcing it, that's the problem. We can't get bylaw enforcement. We have an animal control officer right now. But, you know, it doesn't encompass the whole thing. Like if you've got, I don't know, skunks underneath the summer shack, he'll come and get rid of, do something with them. If you've got cats or dogs or whatever, he'll come. But it's trying to find bylaw enforcement. It's just like pulling teeth. We've got, we went through 3 or more incarnations of bylaw enforcement. Therein lies the problem we have of pets and animals, because to be perfectly blunt, there are some pet owners out there that just don't care. So that's the only reason behind that. I'm not, you know, I'm just using that as an example of where we're at on this thing. It's so hard to enforce. I mean, you know, you're giving licenses out for free. Nobody comes to get a license if they don't want to, don't have to, so. And it's not, like, it seems to me you're not in fashion now unless you have 3 dogs. We have 3 dog limit per household. So it's, but that's the story behind that. But as far, I think it's a good idea, like the spay and neuter thing,
Mhm.
you know, control the population.
yes, and there will always be people who just don't care about bylaws.
Yeah.
That's not gonna change anything, but they do care if they get
Free.
free money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they can have help,
Yeah.
with their spay or neuter, and usually they will, then they have no choice but to register their dog.
Yeah.
And that gives the town an opportunity to kind of go over those bylaws in person with them. And,
So we have a bylaw enforcement outfit now. We're actually gonna talk about them later on in the agenda. But we have to talk with them to see where they are at in animal control. We gotta touch base with our animal control officer again too, to make sure we're all on the same page as that. So I think this warrants a thorough discussion on our part. It's a
Yeah.
good presentation though. I hear what you're saying. And from a budgetary point of view, we gotta talk about numbers from our end. I mean, just east of town, we got a $7.7 million, and, you know, and, but yeah, no, does
Mhm.
anybody else have any questions or comments or?
No, I really like the draw of having so much money, and then it's like first come, first serve. And when the money's done, then the program kind of ends for that year. So,
I'd like
Yeah.
to see licenses.
Oh, yes, but that's all
Animal.
associated with
Animal.
licenses.
Like, there's too many animals around. Cats especially, they just drive me crazy.
Multiplies.
So yeah, we've got a bit of homework on our end to do, and we will look into it. We'll talk about it. We'll run some numbers budget wise and see where we're at. Wait until probably, we're missing a counselor tonight. We're in the middle of a by-election right now, so when the next, it's only fair to you and ratepayers that we have a full slate of council to make these decisions, so. But yeah, we will talk about it and we will let you know. And if we require anything more, maybe we'll request you come back to the table sometime between now and whenever.
Absolutely. I'll leave an extra copy here.
Okay.
Thank you.
So we can contact you through the clinic.
Yeah,
That's great.
the information is,
Did you need those back?
I don't need it back. No, I
You need
think.
it on for-
Copy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you're okay if John reports on that?
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense.
All right.
Good, thank you very much for coming out.
Thanks so
Well,
much.
thanks very much.
Okay, we'll see you again.
Now, we have Clyde. Step on up here. Welcome.
Thanks.
Yep.
Floor is yours. I think we've all read Clyde's proposals and reports and that, so I think it's kind of all familiar, but go ahead on.
I guess, yeah, if you've all read it, then, do you have any questions or anything that stands out? I can go over it. I didn't print off a copy for myself, but I can go over it. It's pretty much in my brain anyway. So yeah, again, like I was at council back in September, just trying to figure things out as the new chief. Over the years, it's been noticed, like, some of the firefighters joke about the money that is being provided to us when we do our job.
Yep.
Because it's, like, sometimes our job can be quite dangerous and,
Yeah.
those kind of things. But anyway, so talking with other fire departments around, just some ideas came into mind, and then with the deployment up north in May and June.
Yep.
July and August or whatever,
Mhm.
we realized, but, the province doesn't pay that well either, but at least it's something, right? So, so we use those numbers, but still, like the 2447 is still less than Austin pays their firefighters, so our neighbors, you know what I mean? So
Mhm.
baby increments. And yeah, just to try and kind of get closer to other fire departments in our neighbors. I know some fire departments probably do like a 1 year, per diem for the firefighters, depending on how much money or how many hours they do. Say firefighters may only get 2 or 3 calls a year if you're in, Holland doesn't get very many, or, places down there like that, but with us being on the Trans-Canada, we are quite busy.
Yeah.
And so so just.
So per diem as opposed to an hourly, is that what some of them do? Is that what
So,
you're saying?
yeah, so as far as I understand with workplace health and safety and labor laws, like if you're gonna go and do this kind of work, you at least have to get paid minimum wage when you're doing the
Yeah.
work, right?
Yeah.
And Teresa can probably correct me if I'm incorrect there, but, so there is volunteer time that we put in, of course.
Yeah.
Whenever, we're doing the things for the community, whether it's, fair weekend and you're giving tours or whatever, and things like that for kids at the fire hall and
Yeah.
families to come and see, and at the fair, putting on the different things that we do for the kids there and stuff like that. So there is a number of hours that are pure volunteer, and we're not expecting to get paid for that, but it's just the hours where you're out and about, you're waking up at 3 a.m. and you go there, and it could be 3 or 4 hours or whatever, so. To me, my numbers, Teresa and I had meetings just before Christmas, and a couple other things with, fire budget for next year and stuff. And, it didn't seem like a astronomical amount per municipality per month for the year, like whatever, 589 or 600 bucks, right? So yeah, so just, wondered, I'm not sure if council or joint council over the last 4 months has talked about it at all again, or if it's just kind of been put on the back burner, or
We've talked somewhat about it with stuff, you know, like what's been going on down at the RM office and then with us losing a member of council and we've got so much stuff on the go. We probably haven't talked about it as much as we should, not gonna lie. So, but we will. I mean, of course, this has to go in front of the joint council.
Yeah.
I had a question, what was it for? So are these numbers, I know you say you're in comparison with Austin, but they don't have a standard number that all firefighters get paid in rural communities, or it's just
Yeah.
by whatever council does?
Yeah.
Should they have a standard number or no?
I don't know,
I guess it depends, like you say, you're busy with Trans Canada, whereas,
Austin is too.
right?
But,
So they're,
but somebody like Holland isn't,
Yeah,
right? Not as
you-
busy.
yeah, not as busy, like there's some
Right.
departments that have, they'll have 2 to 10 calls a year and we have like 100.
Right, yeah.
You get one every 3 days or whatever kind of deal, or you often you get them in groups of when the weather's bad and the highways are bad and stuff.
Yeah.
So how many hours a year would the, say, the busiest volunteers get typically? Like this, you're not counting the fires up north, but you know, typical around here.
Yeah, that all depends because it's.
Yeah.
If people are on vacation, they're not coming, like that is a moving target. It's almost impossible to try to say, because nobody ever can make every call, right? People can work and stuff. So it's, the numbers are here as far as hours. My calculations, the data I got from Teresa. So some months you have 169 hours, some 172, and there's one 110. So, you know, if you have, but that could be 15 people, right? Or whatever, you know, so
Mhm.
there.
Right.
The more people show up, or there could be like 20 people show up, right? So then it's very difficult to, it is difficult to try and, number one, budget for that, I understand, and also try and predict. It's,
Yeah,
Mhm.
it is. I
So,
can understand.
oh, did you have something else, Lou?
No, I was just kind of trying to figure out approximately what this would cost each council per year. Oh, you know,
yeah, well, I have it in that.
Mhm.
somewhere.
Yeah.
So basically 12,356 for the year for split between councils? Or each?
They just sent it in an email to bring it.
Here, proposed cost, which with the.
Yeah, so
Looks like each
Each.
24,000.
So 29,606.45 is the total for a 6-month period.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
So that is 12,000 per year.
Mhm.
so this would be half the 6,000.
6 months.
Yeah.
It's for
Yes,
6,000.
yes, 6 months.
Mhm.
The difference between 29 and 23 is the 60, whatever. So $12,000 per year, which is $1,000 a month divided by 2 municipalities, 514.87 per municipality. Is by the data I have and trying to predict the future, I guess.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's where my, like, a suggestion would be then is you either budget a little bit more in case, with some of the training that we do, there is kickbacks from through the OFC from the province.
Yeah.
So if people pass courses and stuff, you get, you know, a little bit like $150 for certain courses, $100 for some, $200 for other courses.
Yeah.
So I just filled out the one from the Vehicle X seminar that we had. And so hopefully we'll be getting money back through the province, through the OFC, to the Grand Valley Mutual Aid, to us, whatever track it goes on. So then you get a little bit of money back, which will help with the wages when people are taking those courses and stuff.
Mhm.
Are there, do you know, like, ask this quick, do you know, are there any rural municipalities or towns around that do the per diem, like the indemnity per diem thing?
Yeah, so Austin has a mixed bag, so they do $25 a firefighter across the board, and then the chief gets $5,500 a year on top of that for the admin work and the admin work and things that they do. Other ones, like, I believe it was either Holland or a town just south of Holland, Swan Lake, maybe. There they do, like, you just gotta check at the end of the year.
The reason I ask is for budgetary, I mean, it's easy for us to know, okay, this is what we're paying a year.
Mhm.
you know, as opposed to like what you just said, you know, how much, I just wasn't sure if that was a better or worse. What's your thoughts?
Well, it depends, because then you gotta, if you're to say we're gonna pay all firefighters $2,000 at the end of the year.
Yeah.
And nobody comes to anything, and then some person goes to everything, well, that's not really
Yeah,
fair either, that's why the
I
hour,
think I would
we
rather.
do call sheets and.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, just,
Yeah.
just to see.
Really, that's not unreasonable what they're asking, in my opinion.
No, I mean, you gotta keep
And then
up current with,
Oh, yeah.
And with inflation numbers and how minimum wage has been astronomically increasing in the province, like it's $16 an hour now. And I know previously, a few years ago, we did get to where it's a percentage above minimum wage and stuff, but.
Yeah.
The pay structure that is right now is, I would say, quite complex. Like. You get, and kind of weird, because if I'm on the department when I was a captain, I was on the department as a level 2 firefighter and then a captain.
Yeah.
And I was on the department for 10 or 11 years, getting $17 an hour, let's say.
Yeah.
And then somebody came in that had level 2 already, say moved to town, they get the same wage. They
Yeah.
just started, you know what I mean? So it was like very strange, so. Whereas if you just go with what the province is already doing. With that's the pay scale, and I know I emailed that out. Yeah, they're right.
Yeah.
So that's what the province does whenever they hire municipal firefighters from other, that's what they pay. So that's why there was a $7,000 or $14,000 overage on when we got deployed, like council or whatever made extra money off us, because we don't get paid that much, so. Which is fine, like we're not worried about that, just trying to. I didn't even know some of the things, as being on the department for 16 years or 15 years or whatever. I didn't even know that at our meetings and our truck checks and our training nights, we got just a flat fee of $25 for those. That was never ever communicated to me, and we didn't really care. I just thought I got my hourly wage for a couple or 3 hours. So that came to light here about a month ago, whenever I was handing in.
Yeah.
It used to be you had to attend half the meetings before you got paid for them, and like there's all these little weird rules and regulations. And so, and even the inspector wage, like why the inspector gets paid more than the chief.
Yeah.
You know, different things like that, none of it really made sense. So to get rid of all of that. If you come to a meeting and a truck check night, you get just 2 hours on, just paid for your time, right?
Mhm.
Because sometimes on a training nights often would go more than 2 hours, it'll be 3 hours or whatever. So like at $25, you're getting 7 something an hour, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
is that? Where you could get hurt in training, so now you make a WCB claim, now you're getting 39 cents a month for your WCB, because you're making $7 an hour at 2 hours a month, or, I don't know. I'd rather have it a simplified system, number one, for the admin staff here. I think it could be a lot easier for them. And just to throw away all the weird differences and just start with just like, hey, if you show up and you put the time in, this is what you get.
Mhm.
If you're a firefighter, no matter if you just started or whatever, you get this much money, because that's province based. If you're an officer, so there would be.
Yeah.
5 of us are officers, so that's what, if I put down 1 hour on the call sheet, then that's. what you get, I think.
So,
I think it'd be a simpler system,
yeah,
and it doesn't seem like with my numbers, doesn't seem like it would cost a lot more.
Mhm.
But I think it would,
So this is the guideline you followed, Clyde, this,
yeah,
appendix
those
A,
numbers.
those numbers?
Yeah, and then just use the hours, like the data that I got from in the last year, and then I used the months after I'd started being chief. So that there would, because I definitely know that previously the chief and deputy chief did use some of their, whether they're on the job hours doing those other tasks, right?
Mhm.
So I just figured we'll try and make it as
Yeah.
transparent as possible with the hours that are being put in.
so I don't know this, so I'll ask the question anyway. No offenses intended or anything, but you have a call, 5 people go out. Do you look after tracking the hours?
Yeah.
And then you just take it to Teresa and then you, or to Merrick, and you, okay. I would-
Yeah, the IC on scene, or the senior firefighter.
Yeah.
The officer. when they get back to the fire hall, you do your admin paperwork, right? Other firefighters are putting trucks back, filling more water.
Yep. Putting
hose back. They have to do, get back into service before we can call 911 to say that we're ready to go again. So one of the senior members will go to the desk, fill out a call sheet, maybe have to fill out the accident report sheet, your sheet as well for MPI. And then on that call sheet, it's if you're, so minimum of call is 2 hours. So if you're there an hour and 40 minutes and you put a check mark on the people that arrived, 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours.
Mhm.
If it's 8 hours, it's 8 hours, whatever.
Yeah.
Just whatever it is. And then that goes in that comes here before the 8th of every month.
Yeah. So, what was it? I had two questions. What was the other one? Oh yeah, I guess I'm supposed to be attending your fire meetings and I'm not.
They're like,
When,
sure.
when are they? I keep forgetting.
Fire meetings are the third Tuesday of every month.
Third Tuesday at 7 o'clock?
7 o'clock.
Seven, okay, I'll try to be at the next one.
And at any time, anybody, like, my phone's always on and open for a number of different things, like I'm a GSAR coordinator for the mutual aid district, I got that in my portfolio. It's here, so my phone is always on and it will always get answered. If it doesn't get answered, that means that I'm either driving or something and will be responding back as soon as I can. So if anybody has any questions about anything fire related at any time, any council, you have my emails, you have my phone,
Mhm.
talk to me.
Okay.
You know, I usually say that in my reports. There's, you know, we're just open book, like whatever you need to know. If you have a question, feel free to ask.
Everything else going good in the department?
Good, yeah.
Do we want to talk about, the training ground thing? Let's
Yeah,
talk
we
about
should.
the training ground thing.
Before we, in my little report too there, I talked about the high vol hose.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
do we want to talk about that? Is that something that, when we're on budget items, I guess,
Yeah,
is that something that
sure.
the town would, so I don't know if that is a 50/50 cost item or if as a town only. The CRM doesn't have the hydrants, we have, tanker and. or the tanker.
high volume hose for the hydrants?
So, yeah, so I know in my email back in maybe the October-ish.
Mhm.
I think it's a little cheap now, but I laid out, a lot of information about the NFPA standards. Because we were concerned some of the rate, there was a few ratepayers in town that were concerned about their distance.
Right.
Of their house to the hydrant. So, we do have enough high vol hose, which is 4-inch hose that you hook to a hydrant. And then you can lay it out and basically then that extends the hydrant to where the pumper is.
Okay.
So when the pumper is taking in the water from the hydrant through that hose. On a supply line like that, not on a pressure line or tack line, but on a supply line like that, friction loss is virtually zero. So whatever's coming out of the hydrant over here, 1,500 feet away over here is the same, right? So it's like, I think in my email, I said it's like making a mobile hydrant, right?
Yeah.
It does take a minute or so to lay that hose on the ground as you're driving, but our SOP, standard operating procedure at this department is that number one pumper will go to the house, which has 1,000 gallons of water in it. It will start the pump, get the line, 2 lines out, tack lines, start attacking the fire. The tanker, which has 1,200 feet of high vol on it,
Mhm.
the pumper has 500 right now, so we have 1,700 feet right now. And then what we needed to have for sure is 1,600, so I knew that we had enough, because I went and measured out from the last hydrant to the furthest house or business in town. I did that research.
Yeah.
So we have enough, and so there will be water being already put on the house, the fire will be being attacked while the tanker lays the high vol down to start that up, so. Like, I know at some other fires where, you know, people were saying, well, it took a while to get the hose there, but there was never ever any time where we weren't spraying water because our trucks do have water tanks in them as well. So yeah, so right now we reconfigured everything because we had high vol hose on all 3 pumpers, trucks with pumps and tanks. So what we've done now is put it on just the 2 to make sure that, you know, because depending on manpower that comes to the call.
Yeah.
So we have all of the equipment that we need minimum to keep everyone, all the community safe. So my thought process was to buy 500 more feet to put on our second line pumper. So that you have, just always have enough. Again, during hose testing, you can have a hose fail a hose test, and then you would have to replace it anyways. You can have things where a hose will get a hole in it or whatever, and things like that, so just to have extra.
It's leads me to the next question too, which kind of falls in line with this, is we're going through the campground configurations, and one of the things that came up is fire protection for the campground. If we have a hydrant and at the very far end of the campground, you know how fast the camper would go up in fire. You know, that every little bit helps for us, so I don't know if anybody's approached you yet on that or not, but we're looking at infrastructure, sewer. Yeah, we're looking at infrastructure, sewer, placements, everything else, and we wanna know about, fire, like hydrants, placements of hydrants. Burns Mandel, we're working with them, they're the kind of engineering that,
In that email, I listed the number of feet that home
Yeah.
stuff should be from hydrants. I obviously didn't think about a campground.
Yeah.
In there, but,
give it some thought, because I think, our, Stephanie Lynch is our, project manager for that.
Okay.
And I think she's gonna get in touch with you, because that's what we're looking at is water supply, drainage, infrastructure, sewer, and then of course, you know, street lights and of course, fire protection, so just give that some thought, and maybe
for sure.
if this kind of thing falls in line, but yeah, I can see what you mean, and it sounds like a decent idea.
So, yeah, so I know that sometimes, when Teresa and I were talking, sometimes the town and the RM or whatever will, you know, raise the budget for certain things because of the one-time purchase for that year.
Yeah.
So this is, I got that quote just the other day, so that 7,000 and change is the quote for the 500 feet. I thought it was gonna be less than that, but you know, if we need more quotes or whatever, but,
Yeah.
just all the companies are gonna be selling the same.
Yeah.
Hose anyway, so.
Yeah, no, it's food for thought, I mean, if it would help, yeah.
What about the Wells subdivision? Do we have any hydrants there yet or not?
No. That's where the complaint was coming from, I
Yeah.
believe. I was in there.
Yeah.
The last hydrants, in the trailer park there
Mhm.
in Marion Bay, so that I measured from there to the furthest house.
Yeah.
And I also measured from the hydrant by Lions Manor out to like the Carberry signs.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that hydrant probably, I didn't have to go across the highway, but. And then there's also a hydrant like by the rink, which you could go, but that's again across the highway. So then that, in that, where those apartment blocks are.
Yeah.
And stuff would be,
There's a hydrant in
yeah,
there.
where, so that hydrant would be. The one that you would tag to go to the campground.
Mhm.
Yeah, and the daycare's out there and all that, so that's all gotta be looked at, so that was one of the things I wanted to ask, and the other one is. I believe something like that should be split 50-50 with the RM, we are a joint fire department, so that makes sense to us. The next thing we wanted to talk about was the training.
Correct.
Ground that you guys used here.
Mhm.
Just to let you know, it's town owned, so.
For sure.
We tried to get it joint, but they wanted no part of it, so it's town owned, so it's just throwing it out there. It's not that we'll never ever let you use it, don't take anything like that, but it's just.
Yeah, I think. I understand the comments.
Yeah.
Some of that is maybe above my pay grade, because, if we're gonna use it, then if you want me to report to the town that we are using it and you wanna charge the RM for $20 a square foot times, or whatever it is, like a month for renting a
Yeah.
office space, and then you divide it down into hours and the hours we used it, and you wanna send them a bill for it, by all means, it's
Yeah.
whatever, but then in the same breath, we used the RM's loader that weekend
Mhm.
to move the things around, so that they may turn around and send you. But
Uh,
that is above my pay grade, like, if you guys are gonna, if you don't wanna fight over things like that. like,
Yeah, I don't suppose there's gonna be any fight, but I
Then-
just wanted to let you know, like it is.
Here, I understand that, but then, here's the other thing is, I recalled when, the dream for the Carberry department was to have a nice training ground, right?
Yeah.
And the conversations back maybe 2 years ago, something like that, when they took, when that building got tore down.
Yep.
Summer of 2023.
Something like that, yeah.
Correct. And the town was proposing to the RM to purchase half of it or whatever and stuff. At that point, I had heard after that from certain members
Mhm.
that we could use it, no problem.
Mhm.
It was okay for us to use regardless of
Yeah.
who did what or whatever.
Yeah.
So, so yeah, if you need me to, I guess I need more communication then, because that now those people don't exist here on council or in the office.
Mhm.
So then I need more communication than if you need me to tell you when I'm gonna use it or not, or I don't know. But and here's the other question then,
Yeah.
what is a 50/50 owned piece of property? If you want us to train on 50/50 owned piece of properties at the ring parking lot, or does the town own that too?
What we would have preferred, and if you go back to the new addition for the fire hall, the town transferred 50 feet of property over to the fire department with no contribution from the RM. Kind of a sore spot in our end, but
Gotcha.
nonetheless. And we approached the RM with this, once we tore down that building, would you be interested in going half first? Because at one point we talked about, when Grady was still here.
Yeah.
We talked about building a building for storage. We talked about transferring that two-car garage
Onto the town.
over onto to keep that underground. And it was who's gonna pay for what, who's not gonna pay for what. And we thought at the time, if we just got the RM to pay half for that lot, whatever we had agreed on, then everything going forward would be 50/50.
Mhm.
We're not saying we're gonna charge, we're not saying, but I just wanted to make it known that that's town, just,
Yes, I knew
Yeah.
that. I knew that because I was on the department when the discussions were being happening. So yeah, if you have rules and regulations about me using it and
No.
what you want me to do when I'm using it, then otherwise, find me a 50/50 piece of property and I'll use that.
no, that's
And
fine.
if that is the ring parking lot, you want me to cut a bunch of cars up in the ring parking lot, which is gonna be way more unsafe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
But now that we're talking about this, what's your thoughts going forward? Like, if you use that as a training ground, let's go back to what Grady said. What's your thoughts going forward? Do you ever foresee an addition that the fire department would need, like a building for storage? Do you ever see any training buildings going on? This is the whole reason we kind of talk about this. Eh?
yeah,
Everything's supposed to be 50/50, but sometimes it's not 50/50, and these were the awkward conversations come into play. So we as a town would like to see that property developed for obvious reasons, and we would like to see the fire department develop it. It only stands to reason, you're our next door neighbor.
Mhm.
And the way that you're busy and the equipment you've got and everything, you need the proper buildings.
Yeah.
For training, for storage, for whatever. What do you see in the future for that? Just for our
like,
curiosity.
what I would like to see is yeah, proper training ground, like there's other departments will have burn houses or using 3 or 4 sea cans stacked together and bolted
Yeah.
together and stuff.
Yeah.
To make kind of a burn area where you can go in and you can experience what a fire feels like, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, right now, we really have to wait for the availability to use the training grounds in Brandon from the college.
Yeah.
Or Glenboro does have one sea can that we can use, like the last time I taught a level 1 in 2023, we went down there a couple of nights.
Yeah.
To use it. So a lot of, like Glenboro's is at their nuisance grounds or kind of facility.
Yeah.
Out of town, right? And so I'm not sure a burn house area there would be appropriate because of its location.
Oh,
But a fenced area
Mhm.
where you could do the vehicle extrication, things like that, where you didn't have to now borrow a loader again and move them back and you know what I mean, where it's, you have a chain link fence where it's safe, right? As far as storage goes. Like it would be nice to have like we do have that little single car garage in front of the fire hall.
Yeah.
And we've been, kind of organizing it a bit better. So it is not bad for the storage we need, but
Yeah.
something like that size again would probably be good.
Reason I ask is if you do come up with a plan sometime to have a fenced in compound, to have a building, to have training structures, if you will. I mean, even outside fire departments could come and use it if they don't have it, right? And if we do go forward and you come up with a plan and you say, hey, I would like to have on this chunk of property, building here, fenced in,
Yeah.
what we just said, it might give us a better crack at going back to the RM saying, listen, we got a plan here, we got.
Yeah.
Come in hoppers with it, let's do this.
And of course, too, as we all know, elections and council members change. And
Yeah.
so as council members change over the years, sometimes those proposals will be more well accepted.
Yeah.
And so at that point, maybe that's the time.
Yeah, just keep that under your hat, you know, that's, I mean,
Yeah,
I
like
don't wanna
if-
have that looking the way it is forever. I mean, there's a big bunch of bricks dumped in there and there's an underground tank, and if you're gonna develop a facility, I would like it to look like what your fire department looks right now.
Mhm.
You've got everything there. We've just sided up that, double car garage on the corner. We got some siding on our temporary structures, but if we can do it and make a training facility, I mean, I'd love to see a state of the art, state of the art thing there.
Yeah, and I, like I say, we probably won't be able to do the burn stuff there, but you can make like roof props where you're,
Yeah,
you're cutting roofs or you're figuring that out. We would probably want to decide on a lot of the things we do all the time, right? Like,
Mhm.
which is definitely vehicle electrification
yeah.
and things like that, so.
yeah. That's kind
I will
of where the
definitely-
conversation went. We would like to get it back to being joint. We don't wanna have this,
Yes,
we own that and you know, that's not, that's not what it says in the front of the fire department.
no, I know.
So,
Yeah.
but anyways, no, there's no problem here. If you wanna continue to do your training, I mean, we're all for it. That's what it's there for, so.
Okay, good.
That's all I got. Anybody else got anything? You got Debbie, you're,
No, I don't think so, just
Teresa, you
that
got anything?
I'm too good.
Bill?
I do, on this pay scale, you have personnel, firefighter, fire officer, aren't there different, like a lieutenant and captain, when you go on the, no distinctions there?
There was in the old method, there was different rates, like the,
Should there be on this one?
what's that?
Should there be on this one?
I am trying to simplify the pay scale, is why I've got it,
Right
just
there,
two numbers.
I have to ask the question.
So like, I really don't care as a chief if a captain makes the same wage as me.
Okay.
It's just, like, for instance, at the fire department, a lot of times we'll have, you know, we have licensed mechanics in the departments, licensed electricians, things
Right.
like that. So sometimes we'll do small fixes to certain things so that you're paying now $17.19 an hour
Yeah.
instead of $150 an hour, right? Okay, so for me, if the inspector, like I don't know, the inspector makes $25 an hour, and yet why does the mechanic take, like, I'm sure at his mechanic job, he's making $40 an hour, why is he taking a $23 an hour pay cut to do this little job for the fire department? Like, we should all be on the same page as a team.
Mhm.
So that's why, you know, the firefighter wage, this is what the province does, you go up there and if you're organizing things, you get the officer wage, which is only whatever, not even $2 more an hour, right?
Yeah.
A little bit more to distinguish between what you are.
No, point taken, I like this, it is simple,
I-
charge all rates for the equipment.
Like-
that's there.
I added those two in there because I know at the joint meeting in September, there was those questions were asked about, you know, different numbers. And then, because in Austin, everybody gets $25 an hour, the very chief down to there, and then the
Yeah.
chief and I think maybe the deputy get the per diem a year as well for the admin work, right? So for now, all the admin work that I've been doing, I've just been filling out a call sheet as chief duties, and if I have to do a bunch of admin work for the OFC or for GSAR or whatever it is, and I just fill out a call sheet and it comes in and I get whatever the wages.
Mhm.
Oh, that's
Okay.
good.
No,
It is,
And we're supposed to have a meeting tomorrow with the engineers and Steph for the lagoon, 4:30. So I'll put a bug in Steph's ear that we had talked to you about the campground, cause she's gonna come up with a schematic.
Yep.
Of where everything is, the campground, the soccer pitch, the, what do you call it, daycare, the splash park, everything. And with that, then it'll be, I guess, show it to you and see where you think the fire system should be, so.
Is she using any of that? Like, I know in probably 15 years ago, there was about 60 grand spent on some schematics already for that ground, but
there-
Yeah, we looked at it, but then it's not,
Changed slightly.
yeah, it's changed to what it was. It's, you know, it's just the way it comes to pass, and to make this thing go, I mean, they had Splash Park was way at the back, and now it's gonna be close to the front, closer to the parking lot, and, you know, probably better for fire. Same as the daycare, it was way back in the back, and now it's gonna be closer, and all these sorts of things. So once she gets that, and I mean, any, as far as fire or even any opinion, you know, is appreciated. If you see something on there that we're not seeing, say, wait, why don't you move this over here so this could work? And
Sure.
I mean,
Yeah, I was open, whatever.
yeah, so we'll tell her tomorrow that we talked to you, so she'll give her a heads up, so, no, that's good. That's all I had. Anybody else got anything?
No,
No. that's-
Oh, Clyde's got something.
Yes.
So I know that, right now, whatever's going on, the joint budget meeting was canceled for Thursday, that was
Yeah.
supposed to show up to. So I just wondered if, because the town is our joint employee boss directly, right?
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah.
town takes care of that, and then, but I know that,
Yep.
whatever, however it works on
Yep.
that level, but. So I just wondered if there had been any talks either regarding the email that I sent December 4th regarding the fire trucks and having to replace our number one pumper in 2026. And about a strategic long-term plan as to what we want to do.
And I can honestly say no, no, and no. There hasn't been. There's just been too much stuff on the go. It's not that we don't want to talk about it, but geez, if one thing happens, 10 things happen. So we haven't had any talk since then, have we?
There's been no meetings even.
No.
No.
Yeah, we've got that ball rolling is the mention in Winnipeg.
Yeah.
fire truck.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
last time we talked about that was the one that Robbie was saying he was talking. So no, we haven't done anything since then.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we can make a meeting some point when everything kind of equilibrium happens and go from there.
Sure.
Okay.
Good. And then. With that person here, I
Mhm.
thought about one other thing that I wrote down that was sitting there, and that is, so I understand the animal control officer uses the old part of the fire department there in the handyman area for storing critters.
Yeah.
But I'm not a big fan of that as far as like we have gem services or whoever it is comes there to try and keep the other critters out, mice and stuff, and there's always cat food and dog food sitting there, right, which is attracting them, so it's kind of working against itself, and often you walk in there and it stinks, cause you can smell that there was, you know, it's dirty litter.
Oh, yeah.
The dog food or the food even sitting there. The one day I just threw the food out because it was.
Yeah.
Obviously stupid stale or whatever. So I'm just not sure that that's the best spot for something like that.
We are thinking, because we used to do it at the public workshop,
Yeah,
and then same thing. Stinking mess.
I know.
And barking and everything.
Yeah, but where, yeah, like I guess.
Yeah,
Like I was an animal control officer for this town in
yeah,
in 03 or whatever it was. And at that time, you would catch the critter, take it to Brandon.
Mhm.
There'd be a fee for the person but the fines that the person, the offender, were not never heavy enough to pay the, what it cost, right?
same
So-
thing happens now.
So why not make the fines heavy enough then, so that the offenders have to pay whatever recoup the cost or whatever it costs for that animal control officer to drive it to Brandon or Portage or whatever pound it will go to.
I am in 100% agreement with that, but I can't remember. This is when Grady was on. Maybe I'm making this up, maybe I'm not, but I thought he looked into it. And it wasn't doable. I don't know from a legal standpoint. I don't know, maybe I'm grasping at straws here, but
Yeah, as I recall, like, cause I was on council when the RM redid their animal control and they hire somebody from. I think Alexander
Yeah.
or Forest or, I
Yeah.
can't remember where the person is. And then they take care of it all after that and charge whatever the fees are, right?
Yeah.
Um,
every time we have a bylaw enforcement, we have to go through and redo our bylaws for pretty much this same reason. So I can't really remember why we don't. It makes sense, but it's just people.
yeah, I'm
don't
just
pay.
thinking you have like, you have handyman drivers and firefighters coming in and out of there. And then say a dog gets out of the cage, cause I've seen dogs that'll wreck a metal cage to get out.
Yeah.
And then we're coming in there, we got doors open, now it's free again, cause you're driving fire trucks out, we're not thinking of the dog or the cat that,
Yeah.
So I just don't think it's I personally don't think it's the right place. I don't know where the right place is.
Well, that was my good question. Have you got any suggestions where, as a former animal control officer, it has to be heated, I'm assuming.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
like I used to keep, like whenever I was doing that, I'd keep them at my house.
Yeah.
And then take them in the morning when I go to work to Brandon.
Yeah.
And then you drop them off at the town had an RM had a deal with the Brandon pound and they paid fees and whatever, right?
Mhm.
But the trouble there was council eventually got upset that it was just costing taxpayers dollars. They went and just charge the person that's offending, like.
Mhm.
So,
I know.
They didn't
I
wanna
agree.
have that amount of money
Yeah.
charged to that person.
Yeah. I'd have to stop and think about that, or we'd have to go back and look. I agree with you. It should be, you know, you pay. That's
Mhm.
just the way it is, but I can't remember. There was some reason that we ended up talking ourselves out of it for some reason. I can't remember why, but it makes sense. And as far as getting space, I hear you and I agree with you, and we need to look at these things. That's the one thing.
I understand when Grady was the CAO, right? He would have direct contact with the animal control officer, so if something was going on, he'd go and check on that animal or
Yeah.
whatever the case was and stuff.
Yeah.
But now we don't have that
Mhm.
direct connection.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to hold it in fire hall. It just doesn't. I agree with you.
Not at all.
We just have to find a place and that's
Like
what
for a
we're,
long time, we had the weed
Yeah.
supervisor grow tent in there too and stuff, and it was just taking up room that we needed for fire.
fire
apparatus.
department is for the fire department.
Yeah.
That's the way it is. And we're having that right now with we've got running out of storage for the hall. We've got other stuff in the hall that shouldn't be in the hall. And we've got arts council stuff. We've got church stuff over here and it's just,
Yeah.
we gotta come up with ways and means to create
Mhm.
storage and all the rest of it. Unfortunate part though is it costs money, doesn't it?
Mhm.
There's no day around out in the country that would have kennels.
Tents.
Yeah.
Not that I know of a municipality anymore, no.
No,
Used to be, down Tom Barron's Road.
there
wasn't there?
is, yeah.
They moved to Port St. Joe, TC.
Mhm.
It's
I thought somebody had one down the old highway. They started something up, they even built a building, it was, I can't remember what his name is. Well, I'm just talking.
Here, the difference there too, as well possibly would be that if people start a kennel where, say, I'm gonna go away on vacation, I'm gonna pay to have my dogs there, right?
Yeah,
That's different than a
storage kennel.
possibly
Yeah.
a stray that may not have all its shots and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, most of the dogs that are probably getting caught are somebody's dogs.
Yeah.
In this area.
Yeah.
The cats though, probably not. They're just.
No.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. I don't know. So then you have those, you'd have to have somebody that built a kennel. Some kennels for this and then some for this, right? But then if they don't have a guarantee from the town and the RM that there's gonna be. You know, somebody's gonna use it,
Yeah,
then it's just money wasted, right? Two for that bid.
exactly. Your memory serves you well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, food for thought. Okay.
Yeah, well, I guess, the sooner that we can decide on a replacement truck plan, the better,
Yep.
because that truck is gonna age out and then,
I think, probably next joint council meeting, we'll have that on the agenda, all this stuff and get going on this.
Which might not be till the end.
yeah, and that's just as long as it's moving forward.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll make sure it's on the
Yeah.
next agenda.
Awesome.
Good.
Yeah.
Again, if you ever have any questions at all, you can reach out.
Sounds good.
Thank you for.
How's your hand? Is it all better?
Hands all better, yeah.
Good.
Good.
Right on.
Well, thanks for the explanation and all this stuff. That's good. I can see the point. It's quite simple.
Yeah, that's, yeah, with the, there's 4 or 5 different
Yeah.
ways of doing things, and I'm like, you know what, this must be a nightmare.
yeah.
She said, yes, it is.
Keep it simple, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's right.
thanks, bud.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's move on to finance and accounts. Finance report, we have resolution number 07-26, be it resolved the council accept the finance report as presented, moved by, whose turn is it, Bill?
No,
Seconded by Debbie. Has everybody had a chance to look at the finance report, and if so, any questions?
I don't have any.
no, I didn't.
Forward? Yep, all right. All those in favor? Opposed, that is carried. Financial statements. Resolution number 08-26, be it resolved that the financial statement for December 2025 be received by council. Moved by Debbie, seconded by Bill. Any questions on the financial statements? Any discrepancies?
I was just wondering about investments. I talked to Teresa
Yeah.
today. Whether, some of the stuff we got owing, I was wondering if we could, we're probably gonna have some kind of a surplus, so I was wondering if we could pay off a debenture or, well, the tree project, for example.
That's probably gonna be on the budget meeting, wouldn't it?
Mhm,
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Good idea, though.
mhm.
Okay. That's the only thing I have.
You have anything, Debbie?
No, I don't.
Okay, neither do I. All those in favor? That is carried. We have resolution number 09-26. Be it resolved that the accounts check number 16576 to check number 16629 totaling $165,614.75. Electronic payments of $115,718.75. And direct withdrawals of $129,645.55 be approved for payment. Moved by
Bill,
Bill, seconded by Debbie. You did the checks today, Bill, everything's good?
everything,
No questions.
Okay, all right, all in favor?
No.
What was that is carried? We have bylaw, we have the general borrowing bylaw. We have, resolution number 10-26, be it resolved that bylaw 18/2025, being a general borrowing bylaw to pay for the construction of a primary lagoon cell hereby be read a second time. Moved by
I think it's Debbie's turn.
Yeah.
Debbie, seconded by Bill. All those in favor?
Yep.
Opposed, that is carried. We have resolution number 11-26, be it resolved that bylaw 18/2025, being a general borrowing bylaw to pay for construction of a primary lagoon cell, hereby be read a third time, signed by the mayor and CAO, sealed and become law. Moved by,
Bill,
this is a big one,
Mhm.
seconded by Debbie. These are the ones I wish we had all hands on deck.
Yeah.
yes,
$7 million
Yeah.
project.
Not
But
our-
we gotta keep the line moving now.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Okay. So I am going to go recorded vote. Arm Muirhead, 4. W. Kalinowicz
or
and Debbie Ray.
4.
And yeah, that is carried. Thank you. Turning Lagoon.
Yep.
We have unfinished business. We have by-election. By-election date is March 17th, 2026, with advanced polls on March 8th. Both will be held at the drop-in center from 8 to 8. Registrations are open with the nomination period from January 5th to February 9th. That's just basically for your information type thing. So for everybody out in YouTube world,
Mhm.
now is the time to look into this. And don't be afraid to come and sit as an observer at a meeting. You did that, didn't
Yep,
you?
I did. It was very
See what's
interesting.
going on, so. Good luck to whoever is running and.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's it. We have garbage dumpster update.
So I just wanted that to stay on here because it's something that we continually
Yeah.
have issues with.
Yeah.
I haven't had a chance to really look into this too much. I apologize.
Yeah,
This has been
Oh.
a crazy month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has.
We've got more important things. on the
Yeah.
list now.
It's
Yeah.
been a lot, but yeah, it's gonna stay on there until we
Good.
get this resolved.
Yeah.
That's great.
thank you.
Thanks.
General business, we have
2026, sorry.
2026 memberships. We have a resolution number 12-26, be it resolved that council approve the following memberships for 2026. Association of Manitoba Municipalities, Manitoba Municipal Administrators, Federation of Canadian Municipalities, Grand Valley Mutual Aid District, Manitoba Association of Fire Chiefs, Tourism Westman, Rec Connections Manitoba, Canadian Association of Municipal Administrators, Carberry District Chamber of Commerce. Moved by Bill,
Bill,
seconded by Debbie. Any questions on all those? Straightforward? All those in favor? Opposed? That is carried. We have established Board of Revision. Resolution number 13-26, whereas section 35(1) of the Municipal Assessment Act requires that a council shall each year by resolution appoint a board of revision consisting of not less than 3 members, some or all of whom may be members of council. And whereas section 35(2) of the Municipal Assessment Act requires that a council shall appoint a member of a board appointed under subsection 1 to serve as the presiding officer of the board. And whereas section 35(4) of the Municipal Assessment Act requires that the council shall appoint a person to act as secretary of a board appointed under subsection 1. Now therefore be it resolved that council appoint all of council to the Board of Revision for 2026. And further be it resolved that council appoint as citizen representative to the Board of Revision for 2026. Hang on a minute. And further be it resolved that council appoint the mayor as the chair of the board for 2026. And further be it resolved that council appoint the CAO as secretary to the board for 2026. Moved by. Where are we at?
I think it's Debbie.
Debbie, seconded by Bill. Any questions? I see him, I'll tell him he's on.
You're ramrodded.
You have any questions, Bill?
I'll follow tomorrow.
Okay, all those in favor? Opposed, that is carried.
Just a sec on that one, Brenda's the board of revision
It's coming.
at the meeting.
It's in my report.
It is,
It will,
just so as the gap that I saw was if it has to revise sometime in
October
October.
13th. October 13th at 5:30.
13 days before the election, right? Okay, just, that was all I wanted to make sure, because I know it's in the fall. I know that
When you-
all these people will not be members of the board of revision and
Right. Okay, I'll read this next resolution, number 14-26. Whereas in accordance with section 1731 of the Municipal Act, the council may by resolution borrow money for operating expenses during a fiscal year. But the amount borrowed must not exceed the amount collected in taxes and grants in lieu of taxes in the previous fiscal year. And whereas the council of the town of Carberry, herein referred to as the corporation, deems it necessary to borrow the sum of $500,000 as a line of credit to meet the current expenditures of the corporation for the current year 2026, until such time as the taxes levied therefore are collected. And whereas the total amount of the taxes collected by the corporation last year was the sum of $3,111,636. And whereas the amounts, if any, heretofore borrowed and outstanding for current purposes, and the amount hereby authorized to be borrowed, and the amounts, if any, heretofore borrowed by any school district during the present year for the current purposes in anticipation of the school tax monies to be received by it from the corporation do not exceed the total amount of the taxes so collected as aforesaid. Now therefore this covenant or agreement witnesseth that in consideration of the premises the corporation covenants and agrees with the credit union as follows. 1. That all taxes levied or to be levied by the corporation for the present year be and they are hereby pledged, hypothecated, mortgaged, transferred, and assigned to the credit union as security for said loan and interest thereon, and are charged as a first charge with repayment of such loan and interest. 2. That said taxes shall be deposited forthwith on being collected in the said credit union to the credit of the corporation in a special account as collateral, security, and for said offense. Moved by
I think it's my turn, Bill.
Bill, seconded by Debbie. This just basically states that we have a line of credit at credit union that covers until our budget. Straightforward.
Yeah.
No questions.
it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not saying them again. Okay, all those in favor?
Yes.
You didn't have to repeat all that.
So 2026 tax sale date, resolution 1526, whereas section 3652 of the Municipal Act provides that council may in any year designate the immediately preceding year or any early year as the year for which properties, the taxes in respect of which are in arrears for the year, must be offered for sale by auction to recover the tax arrears and costs. Be it resolved that the designated year for which properties in arrears be offered for sale by auction be 2025, meaning all properties with outstanding taxes from the year 2024 or prior, and be it further resolved that in accordance with section 3631 of the Municipal Act, costs shall be the actual costs incurred by the municipality for each parcel listed for the tax sale, plus administration fee of $50 per roll, as set forth in Manitoba Regulation 50/97. And further be it resolved, the tax sale be held October 6, 2026 at 10 a.m. at the Town of Carberry Council Chambers. Moved by, where we at? Bill?
Debbie.
Yeah.
Debbie? Seconded by Bill. Everybody understands that? So I just have a quick question on that, just to clear my own mind. So this second paragraph, if we were to auction off a property, and I think we've been there before, let's just say we got 10,000 for argument's sake, and the outstanding taxes were 2,500 or 5,000, we'll say, plus any administration fee. Whatever's left, we have to give back to the previous owner,
We
That's
hold
good.
on to,
We hold-
yeah, for a certain amount of time, yeah.
and it becomes ours.
Well, no, it gets,
It gets reimbursed,
yeah.
right?
Okay. All right, just being clear on that. No questions? All those in favor?
Yeah.
Those that is carried. So we have tax service engagement renewal. We have resolution number 16-26, whereas the Municipal Act requires the municipality to conduct tax recovery proceedings every year. And whereas council for the municipality deems it to be in the municipality's best interest to hire Tax Service Incorporated to manage tax arrears recovery on its behalf. Now therefore, it is hereby resolved that the Town of Carberry hire Tax Service Incorporated to manage tax arrears recovery on the municipality's behalf for a term of 3 years. And further be it resolved that the administrator be and is hereby authorized to sign the Tax Service Incorporated engagement letter on behalf of the municipality. Moved by Bill.
Yeah.
Seconded by Debbie. We've had them before. They just look after.
Yep.
Collecting the taxes.
Yeah.
Okay, all those in favor?
Yeah.
All that is carried. So we have participation in canoe procurement. We have resolution number 17-26, be it resolved, the council provide notice that they intend to participate in the canoe procurement group of Canada buying group for the calendar year of 2026. That being moved by Debbie, seconded by Bill. That's straightforward. That's just, everybody knows what
What
that
kind
is.
of canoes do
Debbie can have.
they-
Not,
I couldn't resist.
not.
I know what they do.
Okay, all those in favor?
Yeah.
Opposed, that is carried.
A little bit of levity.
Take that show on the road, Bill.
Mhm.
We have the revised Town of Carberry employee confidentiality policy. We have resolution number 18-26, be it resolved that council adopt the revision number 1 to the Town of Carberry employee confidentiality seat policy HR 01-2026 as presented. Moved by Bill, seconded by Debbie. Assuming we've all read it, pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
All those in favor?
Yeah.
Opposed, that is carried. We have revised snow clearing policy. We have resolution number 19-26, be it resolved that council adopt revision number 1 to the policy, the snow removal policy TS 01-2026 as presented. Moved by, that is Debbie, seconded by Bill. Does anybody have any questions about this snow removal policy? I looked at it. And
The only question I have is about churches. A few years ago, our church was told we were going to have to pay for snow clearing. There's 2 other churches that don't have parking lots. They're getting their snow removal for nothing. And we agreed that we would pay, but I don't think we're even getting billed. So I'm not that I'm complaining, but I say we're not getting billed.
so I called Teresa today. I don't know if you noticed it or not on 6, where the highlighted is.
Mhm.
I didn't like the sounds of that for the obvious reasons. We're in an election year. It says residents must ensure safe access on. Or no, that's.
You're wanting this one
Yeah,
to be removed, right?
yeah. There was one further up that required, residents to clear their windrows off their driveway and sidewalks.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was a bit too much. We've got a lot of people out there. The way it works now,
This one here.
Mm-hmm.
where's that?
On what she's got up here.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what
yeah,
goes.
yeah. I just think, if we leave that in there and a whole new council and administration come on somewhere down the road. And you've got some older person out there that's shoveling a windrow with hard packed snow and ice and they.
Well, you can't move it.
Yeah,
It's a
It's
trouble.
hard, you gotta.
you don't want somebody down the road saying, wait, it says right here that property owners are responsible for
Mhm.
clearing. So as it stands right now,
We have a reactor blade on the grader, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you get a little snowfall or whatever goes by, reactor blade, you don't have to worry. But when it's a really bad blizzard and you've got hard packed drifts and everything, according to this, we have to get our main streets plowed, our thoroughfares, our walkways, sidewalks, and so on and so forth. So it has happened in the past where, yes, they will go by and the reactor blades, they either forget to put it down or they don't put it down, and there's a big windrow. And 9 times out of 10, that's the major complaint, is that big windrow. But what happens now is, once they're done getting the streets clean, the back lanes, everything, parking lots, the whole bit, they will go back the next day or so and they will clear out the windrow at the end. So that's standard practice now. I think going forward, it should probably be standard practice.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a matter of time. I mean,
Yeah,
we don't.
it's time
we'll get
first,
there.
right?
The best way it works is if they're going with the grader or whatever and or the reactor blade. And even if the front end loader was right behind them, to just clean that up, because once it gets hard, and if somebody's gotta get out of the driveway to go someplace, you'd probably hang up the car sometimes.
but I mean, you think about it, we've got, you know, if a major blizzard comes tomorrow,
Yeah.
God forbid, we've got somebody on the grader, we got somebody on the loader, and we got somebody doing the sidewalks. We don't have the manpower if, you know, we get to that.
John's got a question too.
No.
Oh, sorry, I thought you had a question.
No.
And the only other thing that I found in this, and it's in the yellow, is residents must ensure safe access on common walkways, stairs, access parking lots, including timely snow clearing and application of sand and salt. If you look up there, it says businesses or multi, unit places must have. I thought that should go in there as a safety thing in case of fire, ambulance. You need to be able to get to the person's door. So it
Right.
should be
Maybe we
standard.
need to put that somewhere in there
What's that?
about having it, the reason for it is for emergency, or is it in there for emergencies? Residents must ensure, because I mean, they're gonna say, well, why do I have to do that on my own property, right?
Yeah, and there will be some that don't clear theirs. And I've heard before, like over the years, like I can probably attest to this, trying to get to a place
Yeah.
for emergency. I mean, you know,
Absolutely.
so I don't know, like, we've got it covered under the business district, just down lower, 6-2. I don't know, like, that's in, highlight. Do you want to add or do anything like you?
No, we, I don't know.
I will leave it highlighted. It's only just to bring attention to
Right.
you guys that it's gonna be a change, so I can definitely add, you know, just for
Yeah.
use of access for emergency.
Yeah, just for easy, yeah, just at the end
I
of
mean,
it,
it
like,
doesn't hurt to put a reason.
well, then people are responsible for their, I mean, somebody comes in and slips and falls, they could
Well, that,
potentially sue you if your walkways aren't clear.
that there is basically access in case of
Mhm.
an ambulance call or something,
Mhm.
the highlighted part.
Yeah.
There have been like multi-unit that they don't particularly get their stuff cleaned up right away.
Mhm.
You're talking Marshall or something, if you
Mhm.
can't get to it. It's
Yeah,
much more of a pain. Just ask the EMS people,
yeah.
so.
But is everybody okay with this as it stands and you can do your thing with that? So,
We added windrows here to this one.
yeah, when clearing sidewalks,
Mm.
crews, like this goes down what their priority list is.
Yeah.
You know, and this goes down when clearing sidewalks, crews will avoid leaving blocking windows at driveway path, windows, windrows and accessible near school. So it just addresses, they'll go back.
Yeah.
And clean the window. I've had people call me before and it's just like, here's mine. You got somewhere you gotta be kind of thing?
So,
And I'm sure that that accommodation can happen if it is somebody needing to get out.
That sidewalk, if it was plowed and a ridge left between the street and the sidewalk, that would
Yeah.
keep the cars on.
oh, and around my.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
But when it's cleaned right off,
nobody knows the sidewalks.
nobody knows.
no, I get that. Okay, so we're all good with the policy. I will call the question. All those in favor?
Yeah.
Oh, that is carried. If so, the other thing, I'm gonna couple of the rest here.
Yeah, I need
Right.
to bring mine.
Committees of council, we have resolution number 20-26, be it resolved, the council approve the proposed changes to the committees of council. And further be it resolved that these changes shall take effect immediately and be reflected in all relevant documentation and communication. Moved by, who's turn?
It doesn't matter.
Bill. Seconded by Debbie. So it's just, the only ones yeah, these ones here.
Mhm.
The only ones, if you go down, where is, for instance, Mike Sudak Museum, he's the main one. So who wants to be museum? Who wants to be, where's the other one? He's the main one.
Oh, yeah.
Museum,
He's daycare.
daycare.
Yeah.
So I went to a daycare meeting last, Monday night, I guess it was. And I sat in and I told them that we would have somebody around council sit there. I would rather be somebody, I've got a million things on the go now with the lagoon, the healthcare and everything. Does anybody want to be on daycare?
I can.
Debbie?
Yeah, that's fine.
So,
Okay. And
There's still Sam too, hey?
yeah,
what about, museum? Can we put this?
maybe Sam.
Yeah.
It depends on when they meet, right?
Yeah.
Cause I don't know how late, I don't know what
Things.
they're in the evenings.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just so that it doesn't interfere with
That's
her
all
work.
there, and I could be the backup in case she.
Okay, can we do that? And then the rest of it, where Mike is the secondary, we
Mhm.
don't necessarily have to appoint somebody. I mean, we can just
We just,
wing it.
yeah, like, right, don't we just email each other
Yeah.
and say, who can do
We
this
can do-
for me? Or at
It
a
was just
meeting?
the ones where he was the main one.
Right.
So with basically museum, daycare. So you'll do daycare
Yeah.
and Sam will do museum.
Can you let them know to?
Yep.
If you don't mind?
Yep.
Okay.
And if you could just remind the splash park too, I've asked them twice if they would send out, their last minutes and when their next meetings are, and I still haven't received it. So
Okay,
just a reminder to them that I will be the representative for
Okay.
them and to please send
sure.
their information.
It's interesting.
What?
Oh, I was just looking at this,
Oh,
there's point grist or something. This is interesting. This, it's
what we got here? We got 1, 2, 3, 4,
a lot.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
You should have lagoon out there, you know that?
Yes, we should have Lagoon all council
Yeah.
or somebody, something like that. Yeah.
There's 23. Was there another one under splash park or no?
No.
Okay. It's a lot of subcommittees.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's move on to, yeah, okay, so all in favor of?
Yeah.
Carried. We have crosswalk for new daycare, resolution number 21-26. Be it resolved, the council approve the installation of a crosswalk at the location of Stickle Avenue and Wellwood Road with installation and cost to be covered by the town of Carberry. Moved by Debbie, seconded by Bill. Any discussion is that? We know where we want to do it, like Stickle,
Mhm.
right, that one that goes across by the rink?
Yeah.
Are you good with that?
I am good with them.
You're good with that?
I'm good with that. It's just
How about-
choosing the types of,
Right, there's different types. What about, the street?
Calvert?
They're supposed to go down, okay, that way. I'm just trying to think of if they came south to the walkway. if we needed another one across that way. There,
Well,
but we want them to go that way, right?
we talked about it because Ian McCollum phoned and he said he would like the speed limit reduced
Right,
for obvious
yeah.
reasons. So we talked about a crosswalk out there at Calvert. He's right where Calvert is, right where Paris
Yeah.
used to live.
Mhm.
Right across, but then if you go straight across, you're going into the entrance of the campground. Whereas we went Stickle, you're just continuing on to a street that's gonna at some point go all the way down to Fanny Street.
Right.
So it made sense to go across on the Stickle Street and then reduce your speed.
Yeah.
That's that far back.
That's good.
And then, yeah, then you just go across and then you can go to the campground or whatever. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It does.
What do you think, Bill?
I think so, but in this case, because of the location, anywhere on that Wellwood Road, there's trucks, there's all kinds of, lots of traffic there. I think you're going to want some, like a proper crosswalk,
Oh, yeah.
the big X's up above where you
Mhm.
there's no excuse for not seeing.
These
Yeah,
ones were
those-
the ones that I wondered, I don't know how much they would be, but the overhead, right?
Yep.
Oh,
So
that's-
they're not just on the sides, they're over top.
That's
Mhm.
kind of what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that idea
We
too.
need
Yeah.
the proper ones, not some Mickey Mouse thing.
Yeah,
Now's the time to do it.
Now's the thing.
Overhead mounts, yeah, that's what they're,
And then if you do it at Stickle also, it would reduce, we could get the speed reduced as far back as Stickle, so that would kind of.
So do we need to apply to reduce the speed back further?
Well, we've got it in there, and I thought we did, but maybe
I
not.
thought we had asked for that
Yeah, we talked
reduction
about this.
already.
Yeah,
We're just waiting for a reply.
Okay,
But I don't know how far back we had asked for.
I know at one time we asked, like, the speed at 90, we asked for, yeah, I think we asked to be back around Stickle. It
Yeah,
don't
but
make
well, I
sense.
was thinking even back to our camp, yeah, that's Stickle, right? Campground,
No, the campground's across it is Calvert.
Calvert. Yeah,
Stickle
Stickle's
is,
the next
You
one.
know where the Grand
Yeah.
Block is, yeah.
Reduced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
that would be a logical place.
But the swimming pool is in fact.
Yeah,
Yes.
They're gonna be right in line with the daycare.
yeah, makes sense to have it there. So when it comes time, we'll have to look into it. If you just make a note of this, Teresa, if we're ever talking to highways about, like, now's the time to get going on this, we're into a new year to get the speed limit reduced and
Yeah.
let's get at it kind of thing.
Right.
So. No other questions or comments on that? I'll call for the question. All those in favor? Opposed and is carried. Thank you. Quad tender, we have resolution number 22-26. Be it resolved, the council accept the offer submitted by Jeff Sutherland for the jointly held Suzuki 230 shaft quad to be sold as is with no warranty expressed or implied and in accordance with the terms of conditions outlined in the offer. And further be it resolved that the profits be shared 50-50 between the town of Carberry and the municipality of North Cypress Langford. Moved by Bill, seconded by Debbie. Comments? Straightforward?
So yeah, this being a joint,
Mhm.
cod, you guys probably saw that in my report, but I feel we can't wait for the end of February to let Jeff.
Oh, yeah, that would be
And
fair.
he's using it for, great cars.
Yeah.
His,
Season the boss.
his-
Winnipeg.
School.
yeah, his students
Oh,
and,
okay.
what does my report say?
Yeah,
The school is, hands-on project.
I think that's good.
There's. Too bad the school here wouldn't have wanted something like that for Parliament.
Yeah, maybe.
Mhm.
But,
They used to do that here.
Yeah,
Okay.
Oh, maybe I didn't. I thought we put
It was in his, it was
in
in
his
his
tender?
tender, I think,
Yeah, I think-
of what he was,
it was, I read all
yeah.
about it.
Anyways, nonetheless, we're okay. All those in favor?
yes.
Opposed, that is carried. We have commissioners. We have resolution number 23-26. Be it resolved, the council approved the service contract between the town of Carberry and the Canadian Corps of Commissioners, Manitoba Division for the provision of bylaw enforcement services as outlined in the agreement dated for the term April 1st, 2026 to March 31st, 2027, with the terms specified in the contract. And further, that the mayor and chief administrative officer be authorized to execute the agreement on behalf of the municipality. Moved by Debbie, seconded by Bill. Can you do me a favor, Teresa?
Yes.
And can you pull up their report? I have questions in regards to this.
Whose report?
Commissioners.
Their report?
Commission, yeah.
Would you want to wait for reports though? This is just the agreement to hire them.
Yeah, but this
You wanna go
ties
to the
in,
report?
yeah.
Right there.
Right.
You have,
Well, that's the agreement, the report.
There's the report in the middle, come up. Right there.
Okay, so if you read this, regarding parking on snow lanes can prevent them. 211 Young Street, the remaining vehicle can be taken care of through an arranged tow or an order, if you wish the owner to do so. 221 Jardine, same issue as 306 Calvert. 221 Duffer, no changes regarding items on property. About 3 vehicles in front parked the wrong way. Could be handled with tickets or an order. If you want an overnight patrol to try and catch people parking in contravention of bylaws, just let me know. Did we not hire a commissioner enforcement, bylaw enforcement to enforce bylaws?
Yeah.
Instead of just give us, I could drive around and look at this and say the same as this.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not
He
enforcing
needs
some of
to
these,
enforce it.
like, could be handled with tickets or an order on 221 Dufferin. Well, then hand out a ticket and handle it.
Well, and we have created a template for tickets and have given it to him, and he took 2 months to approve. So,
Like 211 Young Street, the remaining vehicle can be taken care of through an arranged tow or an order if you wish. Then do it.
yeah,
do it.
I mean, if we have to do it, then we are in effect our own bylaw enforcement. We don't wanna do that. So,
and until getting this report, I didn't realize he was waiting on us to tell him that he needed to.
yeah, so instead of going forward with
Yeah.
this, we need to, like,
I would put it in a letter that any contact is to be dealt by,
Mhm.
not left for the town to do.
so what do you think, Teresa? Do you want us to vote on this, or do you wanna wait to talk to
You
him?
can table it if you want.
What's everybody's thoughts?
I think I table it, but, at the same time, if we have the ticket template already, tell him or ask him what's taking so long.
Yeah,
Let's get on this because he could be writing tickets already.
yeah,
Well, yeah, like, I mean, if we're gonna hire and we're paying money for him to come out and you look at a vehicle, but you're not gonna do anything about said vehicle, what's the point?
So if he gives the ticket, it's different than the order. If he provides an order, then it has to be done, but a ticket, then,
Has to be paid.
No, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. It's enforcement. He needs to enforce,
yes,
you know?
he needs to do his job.
Yeah. Like 47 Dufferin, derelict Ram 1500 still on property, can issue an order to remove.
Like, yeah,
Okay, well then order,
yeah,
you know?
yeah, that's what we're expecting
So
from,
do you wanna just table this until we have?
Yep.
You're good with that?
I'm good with that.
Okay. What we'll do. That's what tabled.
More info to come.
Added to the agenda, there's nothing added to the agenda, I don't think. We have reports, we have the youth counselor report by Mr. Christer.
Right, so the pilot pre-calc exam is this Thursday, and then the actual pre-calc exam is next Thursday on the 22nd. On the 16th, the grade 5 and 6s are going tobogganing in McGregor.
Lucky them.
On the 21st is when the provincial essentials exam is. 26th to the 30th is exam week. And then next semester starts on February 2nd. On February 6th and 7th, that is when honor band takes place. Then that's a Friday and Saturday of your other year. And then also there's a lot of sport, there's a lot of basketball going on. You know, they're going all over the place now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I have.
Are you studying for your exams?
Yeah, I am.
Are you in pre-calc?
Yeah, I'm pre-con.
Good for you.
Okay, thank you. Any questions, Krista? Straightforward? Thank you for that.
Yeah.
CAO report, we've all read the CAO report. Any questions, comments on that? I had some stuff, but I will address it when we come around the table. ACO report, I just had a question about that. I guess this, well, we'll talk about it later. Any questions on that, ACO? No. Public Works report? We read that,
Mhm.
spelling errors and all. So, that's straightforward. Lagoons project manager report. Everybody kind of up to speed on that? Any questions regarding that?
Stick back for,
Oh,
I'll
Sam,
get that back tomorrow for you.
We are moving forward slowly, so they're looking at doing a notice of change to the south berm because of the slope of the land and all that kind of stuff. And it would take us to probably a longer service period than and now's the time to do it, so that's what we're dealing with now.
Mhm.
And
Did you say there's a meeting tomorrow night? Is that just between you and,
I believe it's you and me and
4:30.
Yeah.
it's not the whole council?
It's probably only about a half an hour.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. I was
Yeah.
just confirming.
I think it's just to talk about biosolids and also the south burn, just notice a change. We had somebody come out. I don't know if they actually tested the biosolids, they were kind of iffy on the ice,
Yeah,
but just how much is in there. Got this much room and over a period of time, if half of it's full with sludge,
Mhm.
so they were gonna test that, so maybe that's what they're gonna tell us tomorrow when.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Good, thank you.
commissioners report, I think we just went through that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Committee reports, protective services, I think we just talked with Clyde about that.
Mhm.
And public work,
Yeah, there's a report.
buildings. Buildings, can't remember.
No. Nothing that I can think of.
The only thing I can think of on buildings is Teresa got her wall done in her office,
Good.
so
yes,
maybe get some soundproofing in there now.
yeah, that's nice.
Mhm.
Waste management,
Down to one guy right now, I believe, Kelly.
yeah. Yeah. I think it's going, I haven't heard anything.
I haven't heard anything yet.
Evergreen Environmental,
The meeting was delayed by a week this month, so it won't be till the last Monday.
archives. I was, asked by the archives to do a little talk out at McCain's about the former air training base and that, so I went out and did my little talk. So
Good.
I guess it went over all right. Yeah, you came out too.
I did.
Yeah.
That guy that was at the awards banquet, was that not the guy that was speaking? That, what's his name? The history guy, Goldsboro.
What, was he at the
Was
awards
he
banquet?
not at the end, or sitting not far from us at the awards banquet?
Never know.
Next table, actually. I think that's who that was. The guy that spoke on video.
Oh, okay, maybe.
I'm sure that's.
Why didn't you go ask him?
I don't know. I took a look at his shirt and I thought, maybe I better not.
Arts Council, Recreation. Anybody have anything on that? Kind of quiet, hasn't it?
No,
We're waiting for a new applicant to
yeah,
get in with the Arts Council and,
they have started that, after-school program though with, the wellness committee, right?
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just saw their advertisement. It's, what's it called? Wellness,
This is
Willow,
Willow.
yeah, the Willow,
Right.
sorry.
Oh, this is the kids.
Yeah, for the kids, after-school program.
Cemetery, I don't think, we haven't had a cemetery meeting for a long time, so
No.
it'll fire up again in the spring, I'm sure.
Things are pretty quiet right now.
Yeah, good. Museum. think there's
Haven't
anything,
heard any.
museum shut down, so there's nothing.
I
Mhm.
haven't heard anything.
And event seniors,
We haven't had a meeting for a while either.
Everybody kind of closed down on
Yeah.
Christmas and,
yeah,
Yeah, it's been quiet.
library, no?
no, they're, next couple of weeks.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Health action. I attended the health action committee. I brought them up to speed. We are losing a doctor at the end of March. I went and had a meeting with, Dr. Al Gillies leaving, so I went and had a meeting. Wished her well, thanked her for all she's done and tried to convince her to stay, but so we're gonna have to go back to the drawing board on that. We're having a meeting in Neequa tomorrow, Health Action Committee. And some other ones, we're meeting with the mayor of Neequa and some doctors to discuss future plans going forward, which I guess remain to be seen. We have this meeting on Friday, Prairie Mountain Health called. I guess it's routine just to see what's what. We can ask questions, so between now and then, they want the questions written down and sent to them so they're under time constraints. So if you have any questions, I've got a couple I'm gonna write down and I'll get them to either Teresa or I'll send them off to Megan Perkins. She's the assistant to Trina.
Basically, there was an article in the paper this past weekend about Prairie Mountain and wanting to bring doctors to communities and going to help them for health. I think
Yeah.
going to replace ours.
Dr. Haley gave me some good, tips and advice. You might know of someone that might be able to help us out on a locum basis. And she's not ruling out the possibility. She's going out to Vancouver and they're doing something out there, but she might be moving around. So when she comes back to Manitoba, she's gonna have her home base in Winnipeg as opposed to Brandon. So if she's available, the schedule dictates and need a locum, she said she'd come out and help us out, you know, because everybody's ER is, like, look at what's going on with Brandon right now,
Well,
down to one doctor
yeah,
for the
But
ER.
that's unsafe.
I don't know what the answer is to all this. Maybe we'll find out Friday, but, yeah, so if anybody's got any questions, supposed to email them in and then we can answer them there instead of making an hour into 3 hours, so. So, yeah, so, you know, we're all going to Friday, aren't we? Yeah, Friday morning.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And whatever happens in Neequa, I'll report back. See what happens and. Oh, yeah, we had a meeting with the health action. Maybe I'll bring this up in, the in-camera portion. I don't know if this would be. Voting.
That's too bad.
Yeah, so that's where we're at. So back to the health action. I mean, we're gonna have to, as a town, RM Health Action Committee, we're gonna have to go back to the drawing board
Mm-hmm.
and see if there's any doctors out there. I wanna ask the question of Prairie Mountain Health. Can we bring over foreign trained people to act as either physician assistants or there's another term for it, and be supervised by doctors? And maybe that's the answer, and then,
Doctors in other communities.
yeah, and then have a return to service. And I wanna also ask about this return to service. I mean, if other entities can buy out your return to service, what's the use of having it? It's not even worth the paper it's written on, so you can get a doctor to commit for 4 years, and I'm not saying our doctor's here now. But if you can commit them to 4 years, but yet another community or another entity can buy them out in 2, it kind of leaves us hanging.
That's what they did with the nurses too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other thing too, I wanted to ask. If there's no doctors, can we get another nurse practitioner? Dr. Allegaly said that the need is there. Like she said that very day I was sitting there, she said there was people come to the hospital. I think she said a dozen of them that morning. Other communities are specifically coming to Carberry's ER. They are scheduling their emergency around when our ER is open. And I thought, couldn't you schedule an emergency? If you're having a heart attack, you can't schedule the week from next Wednesday.
Yeah.
But apparently some people are doing it.
And the emergency.
I don't know if it's sore shoulder, whatever, but nonetheless, but anyway, she says that there is need here. So, you know, with
Well,
everything
especially
else,
if Brandon's down in doctors for their coverage in the yard. I mean, they're gonna send them out, to whether it's Minnedosa or here, somewhere drivable.
So
so
like,
then in that fact, if we can't get another doctor, which sounds like we have the amount of business for another doctor.
Will a nurse practitioner be available and can they fill in that? I don't know. Like we
They
have
won't be
two
able to
nurse
fill in the
practitioners.
emergencies.
Okay,
They won't be able to fill in the emergencies. That's the only thing.
and then Dr. Ellie Daly had some suggestions on what we should be looking for as a community going forward, which I can get into in camera.
Yeah.
What she said, but this is where we're at from a health point of view, you know, you're steps forward, one step backwards, so this is what's going on with you know, rural communities and municipalities all over the place. You've got to get out and start hitting the bricks if you want healthcare, because
well, this is a good selling point for Prairie Mountain. If they come out and sell them, if you get us a couple of doctors here,
Yeah.
we can take some of the load off of Brandon and other places. People,
We've been doing that, Bill, since
I know,
for the last at least 5 years. Yeah, even with transportations out. And, but the whole problem is if people refuse to be transferred, then they won't transfer them from Brandon. Our people don't get that choice. They have to be transferred.
yeah.
But, Brandon ones, if they absolutely refuse to be transferred to a rural site, they don't transfer them.
Well, we're not that far from Brandon.
Yeah, we aren't, and that's why if we had a doctor, it would be great,
Oh, I think so.
because you have to have somebody that will cover after hours.
And EMS, we lost one on EMS, but we're gaining one back, I think.
Oh, good.
So, and Dr. Maharaj, I'm in constant contact with him, talked to him today. He is slated, I think his equipment should be in Brandon by now from Singapore. And he's slated, but somewhere along the road, because he's doing what he's doing, the College of Physicians and Surgeons requires him to be accredited. He says that's no problem, so he's gone through the application process. And College of Physicians and Surgeons, like any other regulatory body out there, they have their schedule to go on. He would like them to come out in February and look at everything, say, yeah, you're good to go. And then he says he can start seeing patients right away. But they have February, if he can't get them out in February, their next opening is like not till April. Well, that's a long ways down the road. And Dr. Maharaj is ready to go. His office furniture is in my back shop. He's been talking with Jennifer and Jordan Ludwig. They own the Super Thrifty here. I went down with them one day and met them, and they're excited to get this. They just have a couple of small little things he wants them to do, you know, roll top
Yeah,
for the reception area and a privacy door here and there, but he says that's easy. It's just the main thing is the accreditation. So Callie, that was her task today. She wrote this letter up.
Which go up to you later. And, basically from myself, mayor of the town of Carberry, you know,
Mhm.
sent to College of Physicians and Surgeons, we got an opportunity, let's make this work. So,
because people have been asking when it's going to be opening,
Yeah,
so I think people are waiting.
yeah, so it's getting soon, so
Yeah.
hopefully cross your fingers. Anyways, that's all I got on health action. Planning, all
nothing.
system normal.
It's kind of quiet right now.
White mud,
I haven't heard anything more from them.
daycare, I went, to a daycare meeting in Mike's absence a week ago, this past Monday. They're good to go, they're going gangbusters, brought them up to speed on what we're doing as a council, just, you know, for our infrastructure, tying everything in for sewer and drainage and all that. I told them that I would have they're pretty concerned about having a council rep, so now we've got one, so we'll let them know and then do everything. So. You're good. And, drop-in, I don't have anything on drop-in, I'm really quiet, I think. Splash Park, I don't know anything about the Splash Park.
I know that they did the, security for the, social
Yeah.
that was held here on New Year's Eve as a fundraiser. And like I said, I've been trying to get the last minutes and the next meeting date, but I haven't received it yet, so.
Okay. And finally, White House The one thing that concerns me about the White House, I read Jamie Gamble's report. Why do we need a bigger washing machine? Like, it's a standard size washing machine, and if you're washing blankets or sheets and that, we do that in our washing machine, like, how much bigger?
Depends on the tub size, right? Cause some of those tub sizes don't, accommodate like a huge comforter or it just doesn't wash them properly. It depends on the tub size that's in the washing machine.
But I don't know,
Can we just get her a card for the laundromat?
Yeah, that would probably be the easiest.
Okay.
And that's it. Anybody else have any reports on anything? None? With this resolution number 24-26, be it resolved that all reports be received by council as provided or presented. Moved by
Bill,
seconded by Debbie. All those in favor? Opposed, that is carried. Down to communications. Fred DeWind, want me to read it out, or you wanna read it out, or you wanna do?
You go ahead, you're doing great.
You got a letter up there, or?
Right.
Okay, this is dated Carberry, December 7th, 2025. Dear Town Council, my name is Fred DeWind. You may know me as the guy with his service dog, whose name is Archie. Everyone seems to know Archie. The reason for this writing is to bring to your attention to the snow clearing of our sidewalks, which is done quite well, but after the clearing is complete, the road/snow clearing follows and leaves a ridge at the beginning and end of the pedestrian walks, making it impossible for me on my wheelchair to continue. On one morning, for example, it took me over an hour to travel from my place next to the United Church to the East End Cafe, where I go daily for a cup of coffee. I now travel on the road only to meet very angry blares and horns from traffic. I would appreciate that something is done to alleviate this problem. Thank you for your kind attention, Fred DeWind, with his phone number.
I have a suggestion, maybe it's crazy. I know the guys are busy when they're clearing snow. I wonder if we could subcontract that, say somebody like Phil.
I have got an opinion on this, and I'm thinking maybe we should wait until in camera.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll leave that here.
Okay.
Brandon Community Planning subdivision of approval, that's for the up north.
Mhm.
They're just splitting the lots, right?
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
okay. Stars Horizons, 40 years, one mission. MMSM 2026 funding letter. That's for recycling.
Yeah,
Almost got 60 grand, eh?
So that basically pays for our shipping it to Neepawa. Wouldn't it?
well, it's definitely put toward the cost of
I think
recycling.
it pretty much pays for the shipping.
I haven't tested that.
I have more on that, but I will say it
Okay.
later.
Public Utilities Board Notice of Decision, order number 1525. They,
Hydro's
went
paying it.
against, they lowered to what they had,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yep. Yeah.
yeah, that's it. I knew I had something there.
Yeah.
And Public Utilities Board Notice of Decision to increase Manitoba Hydro. Joy.
Yeah,
Mhm.
MTI Regional Emergency Manager, new EMO plan approved. I think Callie will be all over that.
Mhm.
He needs to get it to you instead of Grady. He addressed it to Grady.
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Safe Sidewalks Canada sidewalk repair proposal. We've had them before and we put a cap at $5,000 on it the last time, didn't we?
yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
So,
which I think 5,000 actually, like you guys saw the map that he provided, it actually did a decent amount in the 2 years.
yeah.
And they kind of focus on the sidewalks that are around Main Street, so maybe
Mhm.
that means we can
Yeah,
venture a little further out.
it wasn't a bad idea. They did good for what they did, and it's probably a lot cheaper in the long run than digging out a section of sidewalk, reframing it and pouring it and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was good. Get them again then, or?
Yeah, we can, do you guys wanna talk about it more when we talk budgets, or?
Yeah,
He's gonna call me again on Thursday, just
Yeah.
to see where we were at with that, but
Mhm.
tell him
we'll
that,
probably need a resolution, but yeah, budget, probably, yeah.
Budget thing.
Yeah, sure, yeah. Christmas kickoff committee, parade of lights, that was really well received,
Mhm.
although I had a wedding to go to, couldn't see it.
Like many of them.
No, it's good. Congratulations and kudos to everybody that was involved.
Yeah.
I've heard nothing but good things about it, so.
Looking forward to next year. I think he gave us, oh yes, you've got it down here.
And finally, James Cracknell, Third Avenue parking concern.
We wanna talk about that. You want me to tell you my story and then we can go around the table?
Sure.
people to read his,
Yeah, I should read it, yep.
Where is it? It's,
I think I gave it to you, right?
oh, it did too. You did. There's that one. So, to whom it may concern, what began as a general concern for our town has developed into an ongoing and serious frustration. I have personally observed repeated instances of town employees parking adjacent to the park and car wash on Third Avenue, resulting in consistent inconvenience and frustration for local taxpayers, park visitors, and business customers. I have made multiple good faith attempts to address this issue through civil and appropriate channels. Unfortunately, no corrective action has been taken, and the concern has not been meaningfully addressed. I believe there is a legitimate and important point that needs to be considered. I am providing this opportunity for the issue to be resolved internally and constructively. My preference is to work collaboratively towards a solution rather than escalate the matter publicly, as has occurred previously with traffic changes at the Route 5 intersection. Assuming he means the one out.
The protest.
Yes. I have proposed several reasonable options to help fix or alleviate the situation. My intention is not to embarrass anyone, draw public attention unnecessarily, or create conflict. I am simply advocating for a practical and safety-focused solution. Anyone who spends even a single day observing the intersection will quickly see that it is not an appropriate location for town employee parking. The current use directly contributes to congestion, safety concerns, and access issues for the park and surrounding businesses. I respectfully ask that this matter be given proper consideration and addressed accordingly. Please see images attached of parking at Guild, Myers Meats, both parking lots the town owned, proposed parking formation at Guild, and issues I've seen. James Cracknell, owner, general manager. And he has, I'm assuming what it is, an electronic petition. He wants people to read that. I don't know if or when this will go on a social media platform, if it goes on his website, I'm not sure. And he has provided additional pictures of said parking and parking lots. So I will address this because I've been dealing with him. I've been dealing with him through texting several times. I've gone to his office and sat down with him. He's been at a council meeting, once with Teresa, and I believe he's here once with Grady, I can't remember. We've talked about it, and I've told him we do not have easy answers. We have a problem right now that most communities would love to have. We have our Main Street full and we're running out of parking. So some of the things he suggested to do, I feel, my opinion, and you're entitled to your opinion, I feel are just moving the problem from here to here. One of the things he wanted us to do was take our 4 employees, Teresa, Tricia, Tamara, Callie, move their 4 vehicles where they are now, break down and park on the boulevard by the house, used to be the McPhail house.
Oh, yeah.
So
to me, that's just moving the problem down the road, because somewhere down the road, whoever has that house is gonna say, I don't want them parking on my boulevard. I don't know, maybe they might, some be, I get that all the time. We've had people that are pretty, in town that are pretty territorial when it comes to parking in front of boulevards. So I don't think we're gaining anything there. He talked and he refers to in here about the parking lot that the town owns behind West Dover Credit Union. That's a parking lot for public, and Myers Meats employees park there.
So do Callahan's employees.
So do Callahan's, probably maybe any overflow for West Dover. I feel that's just another problem, moving it from here down the street. He included a picture of the CVM parking lot, which the town owns. I took a picture before I came here. It's a snow dump for our public works. We're running out of places to put snow. So there is, and I'll quickly show you here. It looks all good in his picture when it's clear and everything, but that's it now. That's beside the CVM. We have to get rid of it, but in the interim, we have to have a place to put snow. We have to pile it somewhere, which is another.
Well, and general public uses that,
Yeah.
absolutely, to go over to the Legion and to go to Guild Insurance.
So if you appoint 4 parking spots behind the Westover Credit Union, you're going to irritate Myers Meats, Callahan's, so you're gonna have another problem. One problem's gonna perpetuate 2 more. If you take 4 parking spots and assign them down the street, the employees that are now parking there from Guild Insurance, from soon to be Stride Credit Union,
Mhm.
customers, what are you doing? You're just taking this problem, putting it down there. Now we're gonna have people that park there, hey, you guys stole our parking spot. You have to understand, and he has to understand, these are public parking spots. It's hit and miss. If Callie comes in and parks on the 3rd place right there, and she goes home for dinner, she's not guaranteed to get that parking spot back. She might have to park over down the street. It is public parking. And how are we going to, say, we're gonna take these 4 spaces? And it's odd to me, and I've told him this, never at any time has he brought up the loading zone in front of the Legion, which takes up 2 to 2.5, maybe 3 parking spots. Coincidentally, it all has to do with his business across the street. I mean, let's just lay our cards on the table. That's the way it is. If we move our employees, and our employees have a right to park somewhere. Every employee has a right to park somewhere. It used to be the common theme that they tried to get people off of parking on Main Street because that was the main area for business. Park on the side streets, which we're doing. Right now, he makes mention of the park. Nobody goes to the park in the wintertime.
No.
In the summertime, it's hit and miss unless there's a hamburger hot dog day or somebody wants to sit at a bench. It's not like there's a group and groups of people
No.
to use the park. It's just empty space.
It's 1 or 2 employees that work on Main Street
Yeah.
that come over to have their lunch and just sit in the park and they walk. They don't drive. And I've never seen any children in that park, cause I worked in the park last summer. Any children come to that park unless they're on their bikes or their parents are walking, pulling a wagon.
Yep. So, I wanted to tell you, I showed you, but I'll just read it out here. It's always the last one. Yeah. So again, he replied to me December 23rd, any luck? And at that time, we had just had a council meeting and I said, nope, this decision is to leave it as is. And then I got what I sent. I've supported and back town when people bash. I can't believe the lack of understanding. Well, that's a 2-way street. People bash. If people want to bash, I've called them on it, bring them to the council meeting. Who are these people?
They
What are they
need to
bashing
talk
us?
here, yeah.
Yeah. You're not the one that parks there. I don't mean to aim it towards you, but that's pure stubbornness and lack of support and understanding. I didn't like that one bit. I will start a petition similar to the highway fight. I'm seriously shocked and agree with people's opinions on town decisions, fights. I don't know who these people are. I don't react well to threats and petitions. I just don't. This is the way it is. You win some, you lose some. In this case, it's public parking. Our employees have a right to park.
Mhm.
If we decided to take our public employees and go down the street, then what if someone else wants to park there? And it's a bit, what if Erica next door wants to park there?
Mhm.
Well,
She's got the right. I mean, I went to Myers Meats the other day and I had to park down in front of the antique store.
Yeah.
Not a big deal. When I go to Walmart, I park in the outer fringes because I don't want door dings. It's
Mhm.
not that big of a deal. If you're going to Rage Hair Salon, for instance, to get a haircut, and he wants to free up space here, you have the right to park over behind the credit union. What's the difference in, like, come on, it is public parking and we can't start designating parking for, especially in there. Like, I mean, if we can't just pick 4 parking spots because James Cracknell wants it, but not address the loading zone in front of the Legion, not address down the,
But he doesn't have a business even on this side of that street.
I think the intention was if somebody's waiting to get into the car wash. I mean, he'll use the thing about for customers. I mean, come on.
There's I drove by there tonight because I wanted to see what space was available.
Yeah.
So if you come down, Third Avenue from the east.
Yeah.
Where that apartment block is, there is actually tonight, this specific evening, there is parking for 3 cars in there. Now, I don't know whether there was 1 car out front of that apartment building, but there is space for 3 other cars if there's no other cars parked there. You can-
Duplex there?
Yes.
Okay.
And you can see, if you're sitting in your car, you can see who pulls out of that garage.
Yeah.
When they're done washing their car, and then you can drive in.
Well, they have a light up
And
there.
that's, yeah, and
There's
it's on
lights up
that side of the street, so I don't understand what the concern is on the other side of the street, because it's not, it's a street, and his business isn't right on that curb side of the street. Maybe we need to review what was initially proposed.
See what had happened, and I told him this when I went. I said, we don't have the answers. I'm not gonna lie.
Mhm.
I'm not a traffic coordinator, whatever. What used to be, and it was like this from the 70s when I got my license, I would go down to get my car washed. And if there was somebody in the car wash, I would back across the street because it was always empty. And if
Mhm.
somebody backed across the street, I'd go home and I'd come back in a half an hour. That's just the way it was. Or you drive around the block until you come, you take your chances. Now we are at the point that we have Main Street full and parking. I don't know what the answer is.
I don't think we can designate that parking unless, because if we designate it for the car wash and even the park
Yeah.
that's on our main street, then what about Mr. Myers that wants designated parking? What about Mr. So-and-so down the street, or like, it's unreasonable to ask that in general parking.
Well, I ran the situation by him. What if we took our employees and said, okay, you go from here and you go down to the CVM or the Westova? I said, what's gonna stop Erica next door from parking there all the time? What's gonna stop
Yes.
Kristen from Rage parking there?
There's a good.
And he said, well, I can go talk to them. And
Well,
I'm
you
thinking,
could.
well, who are you? Like, this is free public
That's
parking.
what I'm trying to get across, is that he doesn't own the property
No,
that he's actually talking about beside the street where he wants his customers to park.
right. And the other thing too, if we talk about it, if we were to take Teresa and the girls and say, okay, let's just use CBM parking lot. One of our girls in here is expecting. She shouldn't have to walk down. What if the sidewalk's
you know, she's got every opportunity to be close.
Well, and she can. park-
Callie on the fire department. If she gets a call, she needs to go to her, she doesn't need to be running down
Mhm.
and I,
I mean, Carberry is not that big. You can walk from one end of Carberry to the other end in a morning,
Yeah.
right? Depending on how fast you walk.
Yeah.
And people walk all the time in the summer. Like, I don't know how much the car wash gets used in the wintertime, but initially it was going to be kind of a swap that we had talked about, right? It wasn't put in writing. It was a verbal, not commitment, but a verbal suggestion that came forward that if he could park his customers on this side of the street, then our town employees could park on the other side. And we thought at the time that's what was going to happen, but then the vacuums went in. So then that verbal discussion was all done and finished.
So the
Because our-
vacuum isn't in use all the time, why can't that be used as a staging area for his customers?
Mm-hmm.
I asked him that and I can't remember what the answer was, but he basically took a vacuum and put it right smack dab in the middle of a very viable lot,
Mm-hmm.
which his choice, doesn't matter to me, he owns
Yeah,
the
it
lot. but
was the lot.
as far as I'm concerned, we've been down this road. I've been to see him twice. He's been here once, maybe twice. He's texted me, I don't know how many times. I'm done.
Well, I
So-
don't think we can pick one business ahead of any other business in this town for designated parking.
And if he wants to get the petition going.
Yeah.
If that's the way you wanna do it, and I really take offense that he refers to it like what happened out at the number 5 intersection, I think you could hardly draw a comparison between the two.
Oh, yeah, we haven't
So-
killed anybody, so
It's just ridiculous. So you know,
I think it's.
Again, I'm fed up with it. It really irked me with this.
In metropolitan things, if you can get a parking spot within a 10-minute walk of where
Mhm.
you're going, you're lucky.
Mm-hmm. Like I think of the Centennial Auditorium in Brandon, when they have a show on there. The only ones that can park on that side of the street and only for unloading is the handicap. Otherwise, you can't park in the university parking lots that's across the street. You have to park on the street and you can walk probably 3 or 4 blocks depending on what the show is.
So he refers to it in the letter, well, he's concerned about customers and businesses falling behind because there's no parking for customers. I mean, I would counter that by saying, show me, prove to me that the business section is lacking because of them 4 parking spaces.
Well,
And
we
if it's
haven't
because,
heard anybody else, have we? Have we had a complaint from anybody else? No.
and
There's
if it's
this,
for, and if it's, the ulterior motive is if it's for his car wash and his laundry, then like you're not there all night. Like people can pull in beside where that vacuum is for the laundry.
Yeah.
And as far as washing the car, like in the summertime, you guys are going home by what, 4:35-ish, say?
Mhm.
You're daylight till 10:30, go wash your vehicle. I mean, I just don't get it. I would love to be able, when I'm going downtown to Myers Meats or wherever, to park right smack dab in front, but it doesn't work that way.
yeah, that's,
And it's not the end of the world if you gotta walk somewhere,
no.
you know? I just, it
I
irked me when I seen this letter and then I seen the petition going out, I thought, this is crazy, but I mean, we live in a free country and democracy, if you wanna get a,
I would
petition going.
invite them to the table, invite him to the table again to have exactly this conversation.
If you wanna do that and you wanna do that, you go ahead, I'm done with it. I have had meeting after meeting and I'm not gonna do this anymore. As far as I'm concerned, we made the decision by
Yeah, we did.
our resolution, and I said to him, and he wants to pursue this. If he continues on, we're gonna have to address, like, how far are we willing to go on this? We've made our decision. Some decisions are popular with people, some aren't. Apparently, this one's not popular with a certain person, so.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Yep, I know.
Bill?
Yeah.
If you guys have any suggestions, I'm leaving it up to you guys, what do you think?
Good.
I don't tell Deb Walker to park in front of park on those forest spots.
Well, yeah.
She has the bus in front of the duplex all.
Yeah, all the time, right?
I mean, we're just opening a can of worms if we want to address it, where do we stop?
Well, you'd have to make exception for what you do for one,
Sure.
you have to do for everybody.
Yeah,
And our employees have to work here in order to make the business of the town run.
And make their own families.
Well, sure.
And then like he even went as far one time, and his wife came in apparently and did a test run to see what it would be like with angle parking again. I don't think we ever want to.
That's a safety issue.
no,
Not even willing to look
We
at that.
have had children almost hit by angle parking.
And the thing, I will say here and now for everybody out in YouTube land, we are in the middle of a by-election. And if somebody can do something, step up. The floor is open.
Yep, absolutely. Anybody that would like to,
Yeah, there's room at the table for one more.
there is, yeah.
So anyways, that's where that's
Thank you
at for
for
that,
that.
so it's done, right? You
Yeah.
can do what he wants to do and we'll react accordingly. What else we got? So that is the end of communications. Correspondence, resolution, no other correspondence, eh? No.
No,
We have resolution number 2526. Be it resolved that all correspondence be received by council. Moved by, I'm gonna say Debbie,
Mhm.
seconded by Bill. All in favor? Opposed, that is carried. It's around the table time. Debbie, let's go with you first.
I just had a question on the commissioners, but it's been answered,
Okay.
so
Yep.
I'm done.
Bill,
can't think of anything right at the moment. The streets have been looked after quite well, I thought, and thank goodness they finally got the lift station figured out what was wrong. And, we gotta get it fixed. There's an upgrade needed to the panel on that one to be able to handle the newer pumps. Other than that, don't think there's too much else.
okay, I got one. A lot of my stuff's in camera, but the one I went to see Rodney today about that letter. He says it is charged out for the, crawl space. So when Rodney did the crawl space, he made an agreement with the guy, but he says he didn't have the equipment to dig the crawl space out, so I think this goes back to a Grady thing. They made a kind of a deal where Grady said, okay, you can use the equipment, but it's gonna be charged out accordingly. And that's what, you read the letter from the lawyer about that? Yeah, it's about that guy that moved the house. Remember that house was down at the trailer
Oh,
court?
yes, yeah,
And over on Young Street, he put
Right.
it there?
yes.
So Rodney did the crawl space and they've got issues, but that's a him and them thing. But when the lawyer said something about rental of equipment,
Mhm.
that's what it was for. It was not him to physically rent the equipment, he operates. We're charged with the equipment, man and machine hour rate. So that would be charged out to do anything for that crawl space and or maybe sewer installation as well. And I don't know if he would have got, I don't think he got anything to do his driveway. I think Cody Campbell had his own equipment for that.
Yeah,
But that's what that was about.
yeah, I was trying to think back of what.
Yeah.
But,
Oh, they were for.
Public use. Okay,
Oh.
Yeah.
He's public works.
Yeah,
so that's where that's at.
okay.
Everything around the table, what's this? Good camera. The only thing I had, and I'll leave that to in camera, personnel thing. Yeah, I don't have anything else.
I'd just like to say thank you to our Public Works Department for all those extra hours and
Mhm.
things over Christmas that they had to do. If it wasn't for them, we'd really have been in a pickle. So I think we need to make sure that, they know that it was very
Yeah.
much
I
appreciated.
went out and sit down with Ronnie today
Yeah.
and said that, so.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
You got anything? Kristen?
Yeah, just, as I was walking home from work last night, I noticed that, at the three-way I made in Calvert, that there was 2 streetlights that weren't on, so,
Oh,
Oh, was it?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's all I had.
Good call.
yes.
Good. Maynard Calvert.
Rich, you have anything, John?
No, not really.
Okay. Do you have anything, Teresa,
No.
around the table?
No.
The one other thing thoughts around the table. I had it in camera, but I'll ask, did we ever get a lawyer letter back for the dune buggy thing?
Yeah, I was gonna talk about it.
Eh?
I was gonna
You
talk
can-
about it.
Oh, okay, all right, done. That's it, so. We will go in camera. We have resolution number 2626, be it resolved that council move in camera under section 1523B2 of the municipal act to discuss personnel matters, moved by Bill, seconded by Debbie. All in favor? Opposed, that is carried.